Welcome in, everybody. We are here for 2025-2026 ARC Beavers football. I am Stones McCoy here to bring you the play-by-play for today, and I'm sitting alongside my good buddy. He's got all kinds of jobs, but today his job is going to be the color guy, and that is Jordan Georgeson. How you doing, Jordan? How are you today?
I am good. It's great to be back for another season of ARC football. You know, we always talk about how great the JUCO level talent is, and with the ever-changing world of college athletics, it's another great day here to really put that talent on display.
Absolutely it is, and we got a tremendous game in front of you, but before I get started, let's go ahead and introduce the rest of our team. We got engineer extraordinaire, Riley the engineer over there pushing all the buttons, making the pictures look beautiful. And then junior producer, I might give him executive junior producer, Christopher Toy is in the building to help us keep score. So I know many people watching at home might not know this, but we're missing a big member of our group today, and that is Mark the Phantom Lowe. So huge shout out to Mr. Lowe. We know that you're doing well, and we can't wait for you to get back here and take over your chair. But just wanted to shout out because it's nothing like starting an ARC football season without Mr. Phantom up here in the booth.
Yeah, it doesn't feel the same without him, but I'm sure he is at home. He's already got a long list of critiques. It's a CVS receipt of just everything we did wrong, everything we said wrong, how we said it. And you know what? He's probably right about most of it. So, we'll let him have it.
We'll let him have it. And you know what? We miss him out here, but we're gonna do the best we can to bring him and everybody listening the absolute best performance we can today. So, with that said, let's go ahead and get into it. We have a tremendous game. The ARC Beavers taking on the College of the Sequoias, the Giants on the other side. And this is literally a rematch from week 1 last year.
It is, and it was a great game last year. I know ARC went down to Visalia to play him there, and it's nice to see them coming up here, kind of returning the favor of this home and home. A good matchup. College of Sequoias is a team that went to a bowl game last year, played Sierra tough, and Sierra's a team with a lot of a lot of talent every year. A lot of talent really just in this Northern California Central Valley thing. So a good test for the Beavers early this season.
Yeah, the Sequoias, the Giants, they played in the Pepsi Bowl last year against the Sierra Wolverines.
And I believe that was a high-scoring game, too, if I remember
It was a
right.
high-scoring. 38-35 was the final, so they absolutely have a squad over there. But let's talk about the Giants real quick in that they have a lot of turnover this year. I was reading somewhere where they got about 25 returning sophomores, and then the rest of this team is freshmen. I mean, what can you expect from a team that's, two-thirds freshmen?
You know, you're going to see maybe some mistakes early, and I think that's just something you expect in some of these early season games. Even with teams with experience, sometimes these young guys have some deers caught in the headlights, but a lot of times, too, those young guys are making explosive plays because they're eager to prove themselves on this big stage, prove that they can hang in college. And when we look at their quarterback room, 3 freshmen on that roster, and, the guy winning that job, Peyton Faker, 6'5", 208. I mean, he's got the frame, he's got the part. That's a guy that he can really put himself on the scene in a big way out here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's taking over for a guy in the name of Riley Garcia, who was the head man for the Giants last year behind center. And, I mean, he was just tremendous last year as far as quarterbacking is concerned. So he's got some big, big shoes to fill. There's some other guys over there, too, Danny Oliveira and Lamaje Travis. How are you going to necessarily replace some of these guys that they have over there on offense?
I think the big thing with it is just finding the right personnel and letting these kind of players come out and play their style of play, because I think the big thing with this, when you have these new guys in, there's going to be guys taking chances, and there's also going to be guys kind of playing things a little close to the vest. So don't be afraid to make plays, and I think letting these guys make their mistakes but also make their presence known is a big factor here.
Absolutely. So the Sequoias, they had a good season last year. Like I said, going to the Pepsi Bowl. The Beavers, they had a tremendous season last year, the 5th straight NorCal Conference title. So they're coming back here to defend not only their NorCal Conference title, but Coach O winning the NorCal Coach of the Year last year. So you got 2 big things that you're coming out here to defend on week 1.
Absolutely, and it was well-deserved by Coach O. And the big thing, too, was we saw how slow this team started. Those first couple games, they get upset by Diablo Valley. It, kind of looked like things were in shambles, and then they come back after that first road trip, look like a completely different team, and look like a team that belonged. And I think that this team, again, with some of the talent they bring back, I know they graduated some key guys, but there's enough talent in here that this can be the year that the Beavers finally get over that hump and can win those playoff games and make it to this 3C 2A state championship.
Well, absolutely, and that's exactly what they're going to do. I believe they're ranked 5th so far in the poll this year. I think they were ranked 4th to start the year last year. So there's a lot of eyes on them as far as in the Big 8, and they got somebody returning that I think is. Well, I know. He's the captain of the squad. Jed Harris is back for his sophomore season.
Yeah, Jet Harris, if you looked at his progression from what he did as a true freshman coming in, starting to what he did at the end of his first season, I mean, it was night and day. And now with a year of experience under the belt, leading this offense, being familiar with a lot of his weapons now, being familiar with his line, I think this can be the sky's the limit for him this year.
So, and then the biggest thing, I think, and the most glaring thing for the Beavers this year is going to be the running back room. Now, extremely efficient last year in the running back room. Okay, they had some of the best running backs in the business, but they're gone. They're gone. So what do you do now in the running back room when it comes to the ARC? Because that was a big part of their game, running the ball.
Well, one of the guys you look to is Nathan Crawford, the redshirt freshman out of 12 Bridges High School over in Lincoln. He was slated to be their starting running back last season, actually. Their starting third down back, my apologies, and an injury, broken collarbone in this College of Sequoia's game down in Visalia ended his season, but he's a guy they're going to look to a lot. I watched this kid play in high school. He is legit. I think he ran for something like 40 touchdowns his senior year at 12 Bridges. So he's a player that is going to be a big factor, and I'm sure he's eager to kind of get out there and kind of exercise some of the demons of last year, having a season derailed by an injury.
You know what? I don't think I could have said it any better than that. He's got some fire in his belly because of the way his season ended last year. So I really think he steps and makes a huge impact for the Beavers this year. We are about moments away from kickoff, so we will adjourn here. We'll be back with the kickoff and all of the rest of the action right here on Stone's Broadcast Networks right after this.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise so you can have peace of mind. Contact us to schedule your service today.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Towing. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares? You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
just tweet it out and then don't
And
really
then run away.
Yeah.
I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I didn't want me.
yeah,
to
I don't
sound
know.
that
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that. 'Cause I know
Generally fine. Again.
Welcome to another American River College Athletics broadcast, coming to you live from Beaver Stadium on the beautiful campus of American River College in Sacramento, California. It's almost time for Beavers football. Today's game is sponsored by United Rentals, Ace Body and Towing, the Lincoln Potters Baseball Club, Grateful Bread, Super Taco, and Taylor Builders. To get you ready for today's matchup, let's send it up to the booth, to the legend, Mark the Phantom Lowe, to bring you all of today's action. It's Beaver football, and it starts now.
It does start right now, and I left a little bit of the Phantom's voice in there so you can remember him because he will be back very, very soon. But right now, Stones McCoy, Jordan George in here to bring you all of the action from beautiful stadium here at American River College. Beavers are taking the field. Looks like they're going to be kicking off today. And the Giants, they'll be receiving, going to my left. And Jordan, what do you got?
We've got the Sequoias.
Oh,
kicking
excuse
off.
me. Excuse me. That's right. I did this on the walk up. You know, I'm so used to the Beavers wearing the red and whites unis, and I walked up and went, oh, boy, I'm going to be confused. You are correct. The Giants will be kicking off to the Beavers.
I like the eagerness, though.
I do like it. The white unis. It looks good. Kicking off for Sequoia. Just about ready to get things going here. Matt Garza. And his little pooch kick, fielded right there at the 27-yard line. Fair catch. And that's going to get the ARC Beavers started right around the 27-yard line to get things going here.
Good starting field position for the Beavers. You want to capitalize on this early.
Kasai Cox was the one with the fair catch signal. It was kind of a pooch kick. Wasn't expecting that. I was expecting a big boot to get things started here. So kind of unique there, but regardless, it's Beavers ball, 1st and 10 from we're going to call that the 28-yard line. Beavers working from left to right down the field. 2 wide set. Jet Harris behind quarter. He's in the shotgun at the moment. A quick hitter out to the flat. Jaden Anderson looks like he picks up about 5 on the play.
Jaden Anderson, a name we expect to get a little more involved this year. He made some big plays last year. He's sophomore out of Oak Ridge High School, 6'1", 170, so he's got the height to climb the ladder, make those acrobatic catches, but also kind of shifty enough and small enough still to make you pay too.
Sophomore Jaden Anderson. Last year, 9 games, 32 receptions for 494 yards, so he's definitely looking to build upon that. Was not a full-time wide receiver for the Beavers last year. Harris still in the shotgun. Hands it off into the backfield. Coming here near side and being blasted out of bounds. Beautiful run by Elijah Gutierrez. Getting himself and the Beavers a first down.
Gutierrez, one of these new guys in the backfield. Not the biggest guy out there, 5'9", but a sturdy 200 pounds. The freshman out of Tracy High School. Great way to set the tone for the offense early.
So first down of the game for the Beavers. Looks like Gutierrez is still there in the backfield. Jet Harris in the shotgun. 2 receivers up top. Frank Curry in motion. And there's a pass that was dropped right over the middle there.
He was looking for Jaden Suggs, the former high school running back, fullback, converted to tight end out here, and one he's going to want back. We do have a flag on the play, though, and we'll see if it came out right at the snap, so typically that's something procedural, and yeah, that looks like the Beavers will get marched back.
They're going to march them back 5 yards there for the procedure. Penalty was on number 75, Donovan Ray. So now we got a 1st and 15 here. Just a little bit more than a minute gone by here in the first quarter. 2 wide receivers flanked up top. Harris moving to the right. He hands it off. And there's another run by Elijah Gutierrez. Giants stopped him after picking up maybe 2, maybe 3.
And a good job by the Sequoias defensive front. That looked like number 40 leading the charge for them, which is Kevin Watson, sophomore out of Lake Placid, Florida. 6'4", 273. It's a tough guy to block on the edge there.
That's a big boy. So Beaver now here with 2nd down. 12 yards to go. They're sitting right there at the 42 of their own side. Frank Curry in motion for the Beavers. And this is going to be a keeper for Jet Harris. Takes it up the middle, and he gains about 7. Helmet coming off. Don't know whose helmet that was.
I believe that was Harris's helmet, which means he's going to have to come off for a play.
He absolutely is, and that means Halim Toli is going to be Well, Tolley's coming in actually as a wide receiver who's going to be coming in to take Harris's place.
And I'm wondering if this is going to be a little bit of a wildcat type of situation now. It looks like Frank Curry.
Curry is coming back in as well. So yeah, you're very much right. This definitely looks like this was a wildcat setup, and Curry will be taking the shotgun snap. A heavy line package on the left-hand side. Curry gets the ball. He takes it, goes up the left side, and looks like he's just shy of a first down.
And I think if you're the Beavers, the way you've moved the ball in this drive, it would be disappointing to have to punt here. This feels like 4-down territory. With some of the big defensive linemen coming in this package, I think it might end up being a short 4th down.
It looks like we're going to have a timeout by the Giants real quick. First timeout by the Giants, and that's going to give us a chance to look over here at our buddy Jordan Georgeson and give us a little bit of idea what you're seeing so far in this first 3 minutes of the game.
I mean, I think the big thing is, 3 keys to this game right now, if you're the Beavers, is don't start slow, because we saw what happened last year, kind of some slow starts, ended up snowballing a little bit into a couple games string together. So you got to make sure to keep your foot on it early, and that's why I love going for it on this 4th down. Impose your will early, too. We saw how dominant this defense can be, so big thing is going to be how do the Beavers respond to this drive defensively after this first little bit, and then limit the mistakes. You're going to be playing – you're not going to play perfect football in late August on Labor Day weekend. We already saw a penalty in here, too.
Yeah.
But if you can limit those mistakes, I think that's going to be huge, and we're seeing a different front here. I mean, 2 defensive linemen coming in. We've got Braden Grover out of Roseville, number 99, and then number 92, Devon Chisholm, a Monterey Trail product. They're both coming in, so I expect this to be a hard-nosed run pretty quickly up the middle, trying to get this extra yard.
Well, the Beavers need 1 yard here to get the first down. There's the handoff, goes into the backfield, and diving forward is Elijah Gutierrez. Does he get it? Looking at the far side, looking at the near side, and I am not seeing a signal just yet.
The Beavers seem to think they got it. The Giants seem to think they held them.
And we're going to have a timeout here. It looks like we might have, we're going to have a measurement. White hat out there calling in the chain gang to come out and see how close the Beavers are for getting that. Looked like it was a really good surge up the middle by Elijah, though.
It was a good surge and a great stop there by Sequoia's defensive front, too. The Giants come up giant right there. And, looking at the placement of this ball and looking at the placement of the chains, I mean, it's close. We've got one ref trying to get level with the ball here. I don't know if he's trying to really just get on it and see if he can avoid the chain gang having to walk out.
His second job also could be as a land surveyor, so maybe he's just
that.
doing,
What if he's actually just like, the drainage on this field isn't what it could be?
Well, or the big buried water buffalo right at the AR-50. I've always wondered about that. And it looks like the Beavers are about 3 inches short. Turnover on downs. Ball's going to go over to the College of the Sequoias.
And this makes that second point even more monumental now. You need to impose your will defensively, especially after what's going to be a bitter taste in their mouth on that first drive. And it looks like we'll see what the freshman, Peyton Faker, can do here.
Well, Peyton Faker going to be getting his first start under his belt at this new level of college football. Peyton Baker out of Buren, Washington, Kennedy Catholic High School. I've heard of that high school as far as football is concerned before. I'm just not sure who I remember going to that school.
I've heard the school name too. So, and I mean, usually if you're going to California from another state to play JUCO ball, you've probably got some talent.
I would imagine so. Gage Armbruster is in the backfield right now, and looks like we do have a timeout, and this will be the second timeout taken by the Giants so far to get things going here. And we're only less than 3 minutes into this ball game.
Not the most ideal way you want to start the game. A couple miscues, looks like a little bit of confusion. Something to be expected with a young quarterback kind of breaking in a lot of new faces on this offense, but also not necessarily what you want to be doing when you are on the road against one of the top-ranked teams in the state trying to pull an upset.
Oh, absolutely. Well, he's got guys like Jaquil Smith and Gage Armbruster, guys that they're in their sophomore seasons. They played here last year, and they actually made some big impacts. So you would imagine that Faker will be relying on some of that veteran presence to help him get his college career started. So we are done with the timeout. Giants are back out there. Faker in the shotgun. I was just mentioning Jaquil Smith in the backfield. Takes the snap, quick pass over into the flat. That goes to Dante Gentles, and he picks up, looks like he picks up about 3 yards. That is going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, and Gentles, good job getting that, making kind of something out of nothing because the Beavers were really getting in his face early there. It looks like a quick hurry-up offense for
And
Sequoias.
Sequoia's running the hurry-up offense, and there's the handoff to Smith. He goes up the gut. He picks up, looks like he picks up about 8, and he's really close to the first down on the ARC 44-yard line.
And that's what the Sequoias want to do in this game. They want to keep the Beavers defense on their heels, get them winded, especially in this heat. We're pushing, upper 90 degrees this afternoon. So if you can make this defense tired out and make them play to your pace, then you're going to be able to control this game.
Well, you just brought up something really important. The coolest it's ever going to be during this football game is right now. It's 95 degrees out here, and it's only scheduled to get hotter. It's supposed to hit 100 today. So, these are generally your August games, but this is not the kind of weather you want to be playing in. Well, 1st and 10, they did get the first. Stepping back is Faker. He's looking down the field. He throws out here to the flat and picked up by Gage Armbruster, who I was just mentioning, a sophomore returning for the Giants, and he comes up with the catch, and that's another first down.
And if you wondered if they were going to let him kind of settle in a little bit, I mean, they're opening up the playbook right now for Faker. That's a hard throw to make and an impressive throw for the youngster to come out here and move the ball.
Yeah, right-handed quarterback throwing down there to the right side off the right foot. It's not an easy throw, but he made it look pretty easy.
Did it the right way, you could say.
Yeah, there you go. 1st and 10. Here's another throw out, and completion is made. Broken up pretty quickly. Dante Gentles is there to make the catch. And ARC defense shows up.
Takai Takahashi, the freshman defensive back out of Whitney High School, flying in there to make the tackle there. Good job, but still a good game there for Sequoias.
Hurry up offense, and Faker pitches it into the back to Smith, and he's blown up in the backfield. Looks like there's going to be maybe a loss of 1 on the play.
Guy Forston leading the charge there for the Beavers. Guy Forston from Armijo High School in Vallejo helped lead that team to their first playoff appearance in over 100 years.
Wow. Well, definitely he's out here making hay and keeping his name in the paper. Here we go, 3rd down and 10. Faker looking over to the sideline to get the play. Calling out to Gentles, who is wide. He's in the slot spot right now. Faker steps back, looks to the left. He throws it. It's batted down by ARC, and then Faker catches it and throws it out of bounds.
And I believe that should be a penalty because that was a second forward pass on that play.
I'm looking for the flag. I don't see the flag at all, but you are 100% correct. You cannot throw it once you've thrown it forward and it gets tipped back. I don't see a flag on the play, and I think I'm just as shocked as Jordan here. That was a double forward pass.
And that was a player, though, making the defensive play on that. Colin Bray, he gets a deflection on it, and then he makes the tackle, or I guess you can't quite call it a tackle because he had the second one. The refs are discussing this, and I feel like they're probably going to drop a flag here, but Colin Bray, a player that came in to replace John Correa last year and stormed onto the scene, making his presence known, the former Placer High School standout. He's going to be a name we talk about a lot this season.
Oh, they are extremely high on him right now, and I've heard nothing but good things about him all preseason, so I know that they're really, really big on him. They're still talking over there. Mr. Peyton Faker tried to get into that huddle with the referees. I think he was trying to talk himself out of a penalty, but it looks like they have dropped the flag, and we're going to get the word from White Hat right now, and they've already marked it back. So would be an illegal forward pass, I would imagine would be the call on the field. So loss of down. It's going to bring up 4th down. He misspoke. It's okay. Everybody in the booth understands, but he just misspoke. It is 4th down. And it turns that into a 4th and 30, so clearly the Giants are going to have to punt this ball away.
And this is a disappointing one. You were inching in on field goal position. Now you're back in your own territory here. I mean, a huge swing, and that's how the defense imposes their will right there. Colin Bray deciding to go do Colin Bray things and get the Beavers kind of back in front of the 8-ball here.
Well, and that's one of those things with the rookie quarterback, a new quarterback. Maybe he just didn't pick up on that quickly enough. So we got right now Colby Eckhart back here to receive. Comes the punt from the Giants. Good penetration by the Beavers. And a fair catch caught right up there at the, let's call it the 28-yard line.
And kudos to Eckhart there for fielding that one, because you kind of saw the way that was going in the air, saw all the blue jerseys around it, and you almost hold your breath if you're a Beaver fan right there, because it just felt like danger for a weird bounce and some potential scariness there, but a good job by Eckhart to field that cleanly and put the Beavers in a position, same starting field position they were in last drive.
Not easy to catch a dead duck, is that what you're saying?
Pretty much.
Okay, all right. Well,
I mean, it feels like it should be easy to catch a dead duck unless the duck is flying at you with large college players trying to take you out.
Well, most of these players are quite large. They're a lot bigger than I am. The Beavers are back on offense. Jet Harris back in the shotgun. 1st and 10, 9:26 left here in the first. We're running right up the middle. Picking up about a yard or two is Elijah Gutierrez.
They're trying to get this run game going for the Beavers early and see if they can wear down Sequoias a little bit.
Elijah Gutierrez has been the sole running back so far to get things started here for the Beavers. I know the depth is quite big at running back, and they've got quite a few guys, so wonder what the rotation is going to look like in the running back position today for the Beavers.
And we typically do see a committee out of this backfield the last few years.
So 2nd and 8, ball on the 29-yard line. But Harris looks, and the ball is tipped and dropped. Close to an interception by Cassidy Bolong Banks, but he was unable to hold on to it. That ball was tipped at the line. I'm not sure exactly who tipped it, but the ball falls incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And I believe that was Josiah Paga coming in there, is listed as a defensive back, so blitzing from a DB position there. Good job getting a hand on that.
Look, we had some illegal motion on the offense.
Believe so. And I guess that just rubs a little more salt in the wound, but you're still staring at a 3rd and long here if you're the Beavers, and something you want to convert on, especially after that big defensive stand. You don't want to give some momentum back to your opponent.
Well, definitely the defenses are showing out for both clubs right now. Ball's been in between the 20s so far, but with the 3rd and 8, Jet Harris is in the shotgun. He's looking out here to the left, fires in there, and it's a beautiful catch by Jaden Anderson, and he breaks a tackle, and then it gets tackled right at the 45 for a 1st down, ARC.
And that's something we didn't see early in the season from Harris last year. There were a lot of plays where guys were open, but the timing was a little bit off, and you can see that extra year of experience here between both Harris and Anderson, and a huge 1st down for ARC.
Definitely a huge help that Harris and Anderson have been working together now going into their 2nd season, and you can kind of see how well that's worked out.
And I mean, that chemistry is so huge because you see so much, even the pros, I mean, all through preseason, timing's off a little bit, and it messes up an entire drive.
So really nice looking start to this 2nd drive here for the Beavers. 1st and 10 at the 45. And here's the handoff to Gutierrez again. He brings it up the left side. Fights his way in there for about 3, maybe 4 yards here. It's going to bring up a 2nd down.
And right now, Sequoia's doing a good job kind of containing this run game. I think that was one of the bigger runs of the night we've seen for AR, or of the afternoon, excuse me.
Well, I mean, if we keep playing, it'll be night.
It could be. I mean, you never know with some of these new college rules.
I don't even know what the overtime rules are now. I mean, I'm so confused on how we do this. We could be here till midnight.
I mean, do I get paid by the hour? I think
not at all.
I need to take this up with HR.
2nd and 6 here for the Beavers. 2 wide out, spread up to the top. Gutierrez comes up and meets Jet Harris right at the shotgun position. There's a little flip over to the tight end. And he makes a move and makes one miss and gets down to right about the 25-yard line.
That was big Jaden Suggs
Jaden
again.
Suggs.
Again, the Placer High School product. His teammate Colin Bray makes a big stand there, and then he moves the chains. Good job by Suggs to kind of make amends for that earlier drop and putting the shoulder down, just like we've seen him do a million times. It's impressive to see how he's transitioned this tight end position.
He's looking really good. He obviously physically fits the bill for the tight end position. His hands look even better. So 1st and 10 on the 25. Beavers are marching down the field right now. Harris takes the snap. He's looking to the left. He throws it up. It's up there. It's contested, and it is caught by Halim Toley. Touchdown, Beavers.
And another thing of that timing right there, looked like that pass was going to be broken up by the Giants right there. I'm looking, I think it was number 27, the defensive back on that, but Toley, great job sticking with that and finding a way to reel that in, get that toe in right before the end zone or right before the end line, and Beavers on top.
We're going to try something here. I'm going to look down to my guys, and let's see if we can take a look at a quick replay real quick. And while they're kicking the field goal, but we're going to take a look at this replay and look at the touchdown.
I mean, you can see right there, good job. He's one-on-one play, puts it right where he needs to be, and a great effort by the defender. I think it was actually number 25 trying to make the play there on that for Sequoias, which is Dion Tyler from Buchanan High School in Clovis. Great football town down there, but Toley just finding a way to stay with it, and that's why you play those tip drills, that bobble drill, and
absolutely
reels it in. Again, that just shows what a little bit of timing and a veteran quarterback can do for a college offense.
Well, let's just put a bow on this drive real quick. The Beavers cap this off with a Cam Smith field goal. They now lead this 7-0. We're going to shout out the specialist Cam Smith. The punter Landon Richardson, who we will see, I'm assuming, at some point in time. But the long snapper, you got to give love to the long snappers. Jason Evans, the long snapper for the Beavers today. So Cam Smith puts one up on the board, and the Beavers now lead this one 7-0.
Hey, I love that you gave the love to the long snappers, because that is a position that they go so unnoticed on the field, but when something is wrong with your long snapper and when you have to go that second long snapper, it is very, very evident when it is not your typical long snapper.
It's not fair. It's just bottom line, it's not fair. So I want to make sure that they get their love because they work really, really hard. Alex Hensley is now coming out to kick off for the Beavers.
And do we need to make a shirt that says Justice for Long Snappers?
Justice for Long Snappers. I'm trying to get an idea of who's back to receive. Kind of hard to see from up here. It does look like Alston Garcia, one of them.
We're using our trusted telescope, but we've got the gloves covering the numbers.
Oh, boy. But here's the kickoff all the way down to the 3-yard line. This one is going to be returned. And broken up right at the 20. Good defense by the Beavers. Nice return, about a 14-yard return there. And the Giants are going to come back out on offense.
And this is a key thing for Faker. How do you respond now? You had a good drive. It got derailed by one bad play, but now AR went and landed that first blow with that big touchdown. How do you punch back? Mike Tyson always said everyone's got a plan until you get hit in the mouth. So you got hit in the mouth. If you're the Giants, what do you do now to bounce back from it?
I think he said punched in the mouth, but, I mean, you know, hit in the mouth, same
hit
thing.
In the mouth,
whatever.
Slapped in the mouth.
Yeah, you know.
Got dental work done, whatever you got to say.
I'm just glad you didn't use your Mike Tyson voice. Thank you for that.
I could.
Faker now, he's in the shotgun. He's waiting for the snap. This will be the... Takes it, fakes the handoff. A quick hitter out to the sidelines. And Gage Armbruster makes the catch. Minimal gain there. Looks like he picked up 6 or 7 yards on the play.
And nice job by Armbruster there, because that's a play that looked like it was only going to go for 2 or 3 yards, because good coverage by Christopher Butters for ARC, but he ends up fighting for those extra yards. And, I mean, that could be the difference between a second and manageable or a third and manageable or a third and long.
Well, Armbruster, like I said, a sophomore coming back. He played quite a bit last year for the Giants, so one of the vets on the staff. Here's a run play right up the middle, and broken up and taken down pretty quick right there by Takashi, huh?
Another big play by Takahashi, flying up from that safety position. That's the second time we've seen him lay the wood today.
Giants going quick here. Quarterback keeper, Faker goes up the middle. He picks up 2 or 3, and he does look like he gets the first down.
Something just warms your heart when you see a quarterback that's willing to put the shoulder down and fight for those extra yards. It just feels right, and I love seeing the freshmen not afraid of the big stage and making the play there.
It reminds me of the good old 80s and 90s football, when actually the quarterbacks came out and they laid hits,
Yeah, but back then, too, you had Len Dawson, smoking cigarettes in that locker room at halftime. And
nothing wrong with that. I mean, there wasn't at the time.
Glass of whiskey on the sideline to unwind after a drive.
There is now. 1st and 10, ball on 31 for the Giants. Smith in the backfield. He gets the ball. And he goes up the middle, breaks 1 tackle, and then finds himself surrounded by Beavers.
And Smith, too, that's not a small guy to be taking down. I mean, we talked about it earlier, but if you look at his build, 5'7", 184, that's stocky. Went to Merced High School. That's a great football program from the southern part of this section. He's used to playing in this heat there, too, being a Valley guy, and that's not a guy you're going to want to be taking it and just having him run down your throat over and over the course of a game.
Well, when you say 5'7", 185, I generally think of guys like Barry Sanders. That's what pops into my head.
I see, this is our generational gap because I see, short, stocky runner. I think of Maurice Jones-Drew first.
I'm sorry. I think you would rather think of Barry Sanders when I say that.
Barry
okay?
Sanders is, high comparison right there.
He is. MJD, he was good in his own right, okay? But
I think you got to start at MJD, and you can
work your way up.
Get a 100-yard game. You can get into Barry Sanders.
All right. Well, let's see what Smith ends up doing today. We'll put that one on the back burner.
He's on a good start so far.
Yeah, he's not doing too terribly bad there. Is that a timeout taken by anybody, or is it just a dead ball? Looked like that was just a dead ball. So breaking the huddle right now are the Giants. Peyton Faker has been in the shotgun most of the day today. Going in motion is Gage Armburster. And the fake pitch to Gage, and that was blown up in the backfield.
And Colin Bray coming in there like a heat-seeking missile. Got in there before it looked like Faker even really knew what hit him.
Well, Colin Bray has had his name called a half a dozen times already here with just under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. I hope the people out there watching realize what Colin Bray is going to mean to this defense.
He really is. He's the X factor on this defense. He's a game changer, and he can turn a game and a drive upside down at the flip of a coin.
Connor Mirwise in motion for the Giants. And pass over the middle, right through the hands of Marshall Sanders. Right over the middle, and that ball is dropped, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
That's one Sanders is going to want back because he had a lot of field to work with and a chance to turn a 3rd and about medium into a big gain there. And now if you're the Beavers, chance to really cushion this lead and kind of make a statement early in this first quarter.
I definitely think the Giants missed out on a big one there. They had an opportunity for a 1st down and just could not capitalize.
The Beavers brought some pressure last punt. We'll see if they do that again.
Good pressure, but the punt is away. Josiah Paga, the kicker, and receive right there at the 23, 25-yard line, but taken down quickly. The receiver out there, let me take a look real quick. That's O'Brien Flanagan.
And that was...
excuse me, I take that back.
And that was Pana Tupatala on the tackle there for Sequoias. Great coverage there.
And Kasai Cox was back there, excuse me.
And, we always say special teams is a third of the game, and sometimes those players setting the tone with some big plays.
Absolutely.
A great coverage punt on that can really help kind of rejuvenate your defense when they're feeling a little out of it. So we'll see how that sets tone and how the Giants help kind of bring that energy.
Well, 2 really good defensive stands so far by the Beavers that are now back on offense. Jet Harris, he hands it off, and we got a new running back in the game, and not down yet, and still on his feet, moving all the way down the field. And we see a flag down there. Helmets come off. Not exactly sure what happened there, but Nathan Crawford getting a little bit of run here to go in the first quarter.
And let's take a look at that. That play got blown down, but I don't think Crawford was actually down when he hits that little spin, kind of goes down a little awkwardly here, but you can see I don't think that butt touches the ground. And he starts going. Then we got flags everywhere, guys with helmets off, referees throwing, yelling at people. It's just it's like a family reunion up in here.
It is a family reunion. And while we have a second, we did not have the ability to do this last year, so I want to shout out the tremendous job by the engineer, Riley, the engineer, coming up and giving us the ability to run replays this year. So very nice feature. Thank you very much, Mr. Engineer. I think it'll just make our broadcast just that much better.
And while we are talking this over a little bit, let's take a look at some of the scores around the area. Sac City is leading Redwoods 10-0 in the first quarter. San Mateo leading Sierra 3-0. And San Francisco up 14-0 over Santa Rosa in the first quarter.
In the first quarter?
Yep.
Personal foul on the defense.
And that's what makes Coach O the coach of the year. You take the 15-yard penalty,
That's
not
right.
the 5-yard penalty.
That's right.
That's a move.
That's a good
I like
one.
to think most coaches would do that, but it's just that's what sets them apart.
Well, you had the personal foul on the Giants, and I'm assuming it was for the incident where the helmet's coming off. But Coach O decides to go with the penalty, pick up 15 free yards. It's going to give him ball right at the 42-yard line of ARC. And here comes 1st and 10. Jet Harris has it, flips it over to the left side of the field. Being ridden down over there is Wendell Ware, out of bounds, but enough just right at the sticks, maybe just shy of the first down.
That was Cassidy Belong Banks kind of wrestle them down there. They were spinning around, finally go to the ground, but a good job there by Foley to fight for those extra yards, get that first down. Again, kind of one of those little differences from 5-yard gain to a 10-yard gain.
Yes, and they did give him the first down. He came right at the marker, so now the Beavers have the ball on the Giants side of the field, leading this one 7-0 with about 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Jet Harris hands it off again. Nathaniel Crawford going up the middle, breaking a tackle, and then falling down right around the 43-yard line.
And Crawford really getting in the mix here, setting the tone well, some good runs. And I think the biggest thing that I've found from him, especially watching him through his high school career, when he goes down, his ability to fall forward. I mean, that's a huge thing to get that extra yard or two, and that does add up over the course of a game and over the course of the season.
Well, he spent a lot of time last year behind Elias Brown, and I'm sure he picked up a lot of good things, because falling forward was one of the things that Brown did really, really well last year. There's a flip out, and this draw picked up by Jaden Anderson over there. It looked like I thought he was going to drop that at first, but he had good hands, held on to it, ends up picking up 4.
It looked like he was at first as well, but he ends up hanging on to that one, and good job there by Anderson. The football gods have been kind to the Beavers so far with their bobble.
You bet. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. Ball on the 40. Got some defensive substitutions for the Giants coming in. Jet Harris telling the guys to play. Now right behind center. This one's going to go out, and this is going to be flipped over to Elijah Gutierrez, and he is gone down the left sideline, down to the 15, out of bounds, right around the 12.
Great play call there for AR, and huge run for Gutierrez, really flipping this field position. And how about the pursuit there for Sequoias, too, by number 42, the linebacker Josiah Harris, out of Regis Jesuit High School in Denver. Fun fact, a great rugby program at Regis Jesuit.
Well, I don't know if they run the ball like that in rugby, but I'll tell you what, Elijah Gutierrez has definitely been running the ball downhill today for the Beavers. So 1st and goal for the Beavers.
Looks like Crawford mixing back in the backfield.
Crawford is back there, and then Anderson is wide out all by himself on an island up top. The fake and the throw out, and this is taken down by Mark Pullman, inside linebacker for the Giants.
Yeah, Pullman saw right through that one. He was waiting there for it. I think he's been watching film for that little bootleg play, and nice little, I guess, breath of fresh air and maybe an exhale for Sequoia as the defense kind of lands one back and gets their feet under them.
Well, Anderson was one-on-one up top, and so you know that was where Jet Harris was looking for that. He's going to try to maybe put a little touch on that ball, but like I said, blown up by Pullman, and the Giants 2nd down and 10 here. Very similar stack up with Nathan Crawford in the backfield. Looked like he was trying to draw him off sides and ended up having to call a timeout with Coach O there to keep them from running that clock out.
I can't tell. I know Sequoia had someone motioning for a flag. No, it looks like they did call the timeout on that one. And second down here, they got a lot to work with now. Second and goal from the 10. So if you're Coach O, I think this is going to be interesting to see how you play this, because you could do something where you're kind of planning for running 2 plays and scoring on that third down, or take your shot at the end zone and know that you could be risking a third down where you're staring at 3rd and goal from the 10.
Or longer. That's part of the issue. I mean, the defense, like we've said so far in this game, the defense has been really good on both sides. Yes, the Beavers so far, and especially in this drive, have been able to move the ball downfield quite well. But, you know, it seems like the big front four for the Giants have really shown up when they've needed to.
They really have. And I think if you're Sequoias, if you're able to keep them out of the end zone here and force ARC to settle for 3, that's going to feel like a win, especially after the way this drive was starting out and the way it was moving. So this is a pivotal drive in this game, because 10-0 and 14-0 feel like completely different scores when you're on the other end of it.
Absolutely. 57 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Joshua Farr back out there now in the tight end position. There's a handoff going right up the middle is Nathan. And he picks up, let's say he picks up maybe 3.
Yeah, good run there by Crawford, hard-nosed run, and that's kind of what you wanted to see. I think that was setting it up for maybe a bigger play call here on 3rd down. We've got these big tight ends. We see Coach O love to use them, and I feel like we've seen Suggs used a couple times, but they're not relying on the tight ends as much as we've seen in previous years. I wouldn't be surprised to see the tight ends in the mix on this play.
Yeah, I was looking at the roster, and there's really quite a bit of depth at the tight end position for these ARC Beavers. So very interested to see what they do. We got a couple of guys flanked out. The Curry up there and Anderson. Anderson in motion down here to the bottom. Excuse me, a Curry down here in motion to the bottom. Chet Harris right over the middle and broken up and dropped by Dylan Fear. Good defensive play there by the Giants.
That was Gavin Selane, the 6', 231-pound sophomore, breaking that up at middle linebacker. Great play here, and if you're the Giants, that feels like a stand that you can live with and you can bounce back from.
Absolutely. Ever consistent Cam Smith, one of the best kickers in the Big 8 last year, coming on for the field goal. It's up, and it is good. Beavers put 3 more on the board. Now they lead this game 10-0. We're going to be heading to the second quarter, and we'll be back with more right after this on the Stones Broadcast Networks.
From Ace Body Shop and Towing. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
Back here for the second quarter from Beaver Stadium in lovely Sacramento, California. I'm Stones McCoy here with Jordan Georgeson and the rest of our crew to bring you ARC football. Beavers leading this one 10-0 as we start the second quarter.
And you know, Stones, we haven't addressed the elephant in the room here yet. Lee Corso didn't pick a winner of this game on his final college game day.
No, he did not. He did not. We're going to have to call him. There's the kickoff fielded right around the 8-yard line. There's a fake reverse, and running this to the left side are the Giants. Looks like that may have been Danielle Booker.
I believe
Number
so.
88 for the Giants on the return.
And speaking of Giants, Danielle Booker, the freshman out of Clovis East High School, a football giant down there in Fresno. You know, when we talk about all these great NorCal football programs, I think people talk a lot about these Bay Area powers, the De La Salles, the Sarahs, the Folsoms out here that are playing Sarah today. But I feel like a lot of people overlook some of those central section programs like Clovis East, Central, Buchanan. I mean, they've got some good players down there.
They absolutely do. And, I mean, you know, in the Central Valley, the NFL has churned out a lot of good talent that's come out of the Central Valley.
I think at one point 3 or 4 starting NFL quarterbacks were from Bakersfield. I think it was a year or two ago.
Thank you. So my point being is there's some really good football. So I agree with you. I think it does get overlooked quite frequently. There was a penalty on the play. It's going to move the ball all the way back to the 10-yard line for the Giants. So they're going to get their drive started here at the 10. Down 10-0 here. Peyton Faker and the shotgun. Low snap, but gets the handoff to Smith, and Smith cuts over to the left, and he picks up, maybe a yard.
Nice job by Smith to kind of turn that into a net positive gain, because that had the potential to be a 3-yard loss right there.
Absolutely. Ball hit the ground. I was kind of shocked when Faker picked it up, and he didn't run it himself. So 2nd and 9 here. Ball on the 11. Same backfield right now with Smith and Faker.
We'll see how aggressive the Giants want to play this being backed up.
Only got 4 wide. Faker drops back and throws it to the left sideline, and he underthrows it, and it looks like that's picked off. Picked off by the Beavers.
And it looks like the Beavers were expecting someone there. That's Kyle Gerganius, the freshman out of Inderkum High School, making a great play. Turned himself into a receiver there because he was pressing him right off the release there. And if we could pull up a replay on that, you can see pressing him right there on the bottom of your screen at the 10-yard line, with him every step of the way, going up for a jump ball, and made sure he put the Sequoia's receiver in a position where he basically had to be catching that out of bounds or becoming a DB on that play.
Absolutely. He took the inside route, and I think that's what you teach your DBs, right? You teach them to take the inside route, work your man to the outside, get him onto the sideline, and that way you can work the inside, put yourself in a good position, and that's exactly what happened right there.
And that looked like something that the Beavers were kind of expecting a little bit, and I think we got some guys going other places. I think the Beavers might have gotten dinged with a penalty after the play there.
Good question. Looking around up here in the booth, I'm not seeing anybody jumping up and down or anything. I mean, I know that we have seen in the past that the sideline warnings have come out and things of that nature. I don't think that's necessarily what this one was, but they did get that ball moved back about 15 yards, so that would be some kind of unsportsmanlike. So Beavers are going to start 1st and 10 on the 48. Leading this game 10-0. Jet Harris hands that ball off, and broken up in the backfield. Being swallowed up with Zaire Eastman, running back for the Beavers.
And that looked like Christian Markham, the 6', 260-pound sophomore, making his presence known there on the defensive line. He's fired up on that one.
I know there's a lot of new offensive linemen for the Beavers this year. I know Paul Tuliani is not new, but they've got some new guys up there. So a fresh front 4 or 5 for the offensive line for the Beavers, I think is going to do them well this year. 2nd and 13. Harris has the ball. He flips it over here to the short side. That's broken up.
And that was read very, very well by Cassidy Bolong Banks. Another freshman on this team, another Washington product out of Roosevelt High School in Tacoma, Washington. So Sequoia is recruiting a lot out of the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, they got Seattle and Everett and Buren. I mean, they've got it all.
They even saw an Alaska guy on here, Fairbanks, Alaska.
And if I'm not mistaken, they have somebody from France on this squad as well.
That's just casting a wide net right there. If you are,
that's not
Sequoia.
a wide net. That's
not,
the biggest
not
net
scouring
ever.
the roster to see, where this where we have the French.
So 3rd and 13 for the Beavers. They've got to get to the 42-yard line of the Giants. White Hat's looking up here. So it's 13:22 on the clock, is what we've been told. So clock operators are adjusting, and now we're ready to play.
It's early in the season for everyone.
Everybody's got to get, got to get your feet under your sea legs.
We don't get a preseason like the NFL.
Harris throws this one out of the flat. Beautiful catch and run by Zaire Eastman all the way down to the 30-yard line.
And we talk about the timing, and it shows again. That's one of those plays that a year ago, Harris maybe makes an overthrow there. Maybe it ends in a turnover. Right there, it ends in a big gain for the Beavers because that extra year of experience and timing and chemistry with his receivers.
Absolutely. He just dropped that right in the bucket for Eastman. I mean, he hit him in stride. That was a beautiful toss, beautiful grab, and a beautiful run after the catch by Eastman. So Beavers are now 1st and 10 on the 34. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Running back in the I formation, turns and gives it to him. Zaire Eastman kind of stumbles as he comes up to the line of scrimmage, and it looks like he had been tackled for no gain.
And Eastman, too, a running back out of El Cerrito High School, another powerhouse in this California area. Played Grant for, I believe, either a NorCal or a state title a few years ago.
El Cerrito has always been a fairly good program, too, as far as football talent as well. So, if you're a running back out there for El Cerrito, you got to be doing something pretty special.
That's good for AR to get a guy of his caliber coming out of his area to come play here.
You betcha. 2nd and 10. Eastman takes it, and he runs through the right side and finds himself a little hole. He's upset with himself because he got tripped up, but just after a gain of about 7 yards.
Good play there by Gavin Slane to trip him up right there and kind of be able to salvage this drive a little bit and stop that from becoming a big gain.
So picking up 6 on the run, so it's actually going to bring up 3rd and 4. Beavers marching down the field again. Already put up a touchdown and a field goal so far. 2 receivers up top, 1 down at the bottom. And Jet Harris takes it himself, and it looks like he is just short of the first down.
Yeah, if you're the Beavers, this is another one, kind of an interesting bit of gamesmanship here, and it looks like we've got those D linemen coming in for a big package again, but the difference between making this a 2-score game with another field goal or keeping it a 2-score game and going for this and trying to make it a 3-score game is huge, especially as you're getting into that second quarter and you want to really kind of stay ahead of this team and don't give them chances to hang around. We saw Diablo Valley hang around and pull a great comeback here last year. You don't want that to happen again.
No momentum given the other direction. So jumbo package, there's the handoff. This is Nathan out, and he makes the turn on the outside, and it looks like he gets the first down, but there is a bunch, and I mean a bunch of flags hitting the ground. Nathan Crawford out there as the running back.
Yeah, the laundry all over the field, and we'll see what this is. It could have been, he kind of had a weird turn on that tackle there. If we could pull up a replay, could be a face mask, but there's also a chance we could get a hold here too. When you look at this, bounce it outside, and yeah, it's tough to tell looking at that a second time.
We had a face mask defense. So the Beavers will pick up the first down regardless of the yardage gained.
And that's another thing we're going to, like we say, we're going to see those mistakes early in the season, but you don't want to give a team more kind of forward momentum, especially when you're the road team here working in all these new guys.
You don't want to gift wrap any of this stuff for the other team, right? This is week 1. You kind of want to do as much as you can to minimize the turnovers. So 1st and 10, ball on the 11, so just outside. And that looks like that's possibly going to be a delay of game. as the
Play
clock's
clock is
hit
at
0, and that is going to be a delay of game by the Beavers.
And talking about momentum, the last thing you want to do when you just got a few free yards is to give some of those yards back with a self-inflicted error. That's one that's going to put some gray hair on Coach O right there.
So why do you think that, and this isn't new for the Beavers or anybody else, but why do you think that happens after a play like they just had? I mean, it seems to happen frequently that the team just doesn't get back and ready quickly enough.
It's a mystery, I'll be honest, because you see it all the time, and it just feels like it doesn't make sense. It's a head-scratcher.
So 1st and 15, the handoff. Run out to the left side and out of bounds is Elijah Gutierrez. He gets, 3 of those yards back, so it should be 2nd and 12 now.
And now this is going to be interesting how you play this. You've got some size, you've got some speed. Looks like the tight ends are coming out. So I got to think this is going to be one that's going to be put in the air, and I wonder with some of the speed you have, if it's going to be a shot at the end zone.
All right, well, let's keep an eye on that. We see Jet Harris looking over to the sideline trying to get his play. Frank Curry has now come back in as one of the wide receivers. Emil Tolley down here at the very bottom as another one of the wide receivers. So the handoff, he does look that way, and the ball is deflected and intercepted by the Giants. On the return here is Wendell Ware, and he is moving down the left field, and he picks up about 25 yards on the interception for the Giants.
And the football gods always find a way to pay it back. Beavers got lucky on a few tips earlier in this game. One doesn't go their way. Wendell Ware with a great pick. Long return there, too. He had some good blocks. And now if you're Sequoias, this is a huge drive. You need to take this momentum. You need to seize it. You need to make ARC pay. And I feel like 3 is not going to cut it. This is a drive you need 6 on.
Yeah, it was a tough window for Jet Harris to try to fit that ball in there, and he had I think a little bit too much mustard is really what it boiled down to. I think he had the right idea, just came out a little hot, bounced off the receiver's hands, and when it's up in the air, it's anybody's ball.
And credit to the Giants, too. It was good coverage on that play and good reactions by the defensive backs, too.
So the Giants 1st and 10 on the 45. 9:33 left to go here in the second quarter. Fakes the handoff. He's looking to go long with it, and he's got a receiver open, broken up down there by one of the tremendous DBs, and that would be Kevin Arnall.
And Kevin Arnall's a guy we saw come into some injuries last year and was able to make some plays. I believe it was the San Francisco game or Fresno City. One of them was trying to pick on him early after he came in with some injuries and made a few pass breakups. I believe got an interception, a couple big tackles. So Arnall picking up right where he left off from his limited time last year, and I think we're going to see him really shine in a bigger role now with this defense.
Well, and he's slated to not only be playing the defensive back position, but he's also going to be playing some of the safety position this year. And I think you can see he's got the range and he's got the speed to play both.
And to add some insult to injury now, we've got marching back, it looks like 5-yard penalty, but still first down. So
first and 15 now for the Giants. Good pickup on that one there, Jordan. Illegal procedure was called. So Faker hands the ball off right up the middle. Number 2, Jaquil Smith, and he picks up a good 15 yards on the play.
Smith keeping those legs churning, and the best way to negate a penalty is to come back with a big gain of your own. Good job by Smith to kind of get the Giants back above the sticks.
Smith last year for the Giants did not play in all the games, so he's a sophomore coming in and looking to make an impact. And Smith takes the ball and goes right up the middle again, and he's right around the first down marker, and he does get it. He picks it up.
Looks
First
like
and 10 for the Giants.
One slow to get up. I don't know if we're getting cramping here or. Oh, popping up, and that looks like number 76.
Xavier Bradley, the center.
The center is not a position you want to be missing on opening day.
That's why I threw it out there, because, the center and your quarterback, that's just like a battery in baseball, it's two of the more important positions to execute. And not sure who came in for the center there, but hopefully he's okay.
And hopefully that's, we see the heat a lot of times, especially early in the season. Hopefully it's just some cramping and not something more serious.
Well, it's been an hour since kickoff, and it's already gone up 2 degrees. We're 97 degrees here on the field. I can only imagine it's a little bit warmer down there as well, so cramping is definitely going to be an issue. But the Giants have the ball, first down and 10. Ball's on the 44-yard line, their side of the field. And I'm watching the play clock tick down to 6 and 5 and 4. Peyton Faker. They're going to have to call the timeout, and that's going to be their final timeout of the first half.
And that's huge, too, because with 8:20 left, you're going to have probably another chance to where you could be getting the ball with under 3 minutes to go and not having any timeouts at your disposal. That kind of limits what you can do in terms of the playbook.
Absolutely. And we'll take a quick break as well. Beavers lead this one 10-0. We'll be back right after this on the Stones Broadcast Networks.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums.
Peyton Faker back out there. Giants are about ready. The clock is running, and in motion is Janeer Singh. Gets a snap from the shotgun, looking to throw a pass, and he throws it out there, and a beautiful catch by Gage Armbruster. And he's brought down right around the 25-yard line.
And it feels like Sequoia's playbook might be when in doubt, find Gage Armbruster, and a great job by Faker to step up in a collapsing pocket and find a way to deliver a good throw for a big gain there.
Yeah, Gage Armbruster is absolutely showing the fact that he is a returning player with a lot of he's got a lot of confidence out there. So, get him the ball and he'll do the best he can with it. And so far, he's doing pretty well tonight for the Giants. 1st and 10 on the 24. Looking to throw it again. Throws the pass right over the middle and goes through two hands. Two hands of Giants down there. Connor Merwise was the first guy it hit, and then I believe that was Dante Gentles was the second guy.
Yeah, that one's going to sting, and it looks like a miscommunication because the two were kind of talking a little bit after it. Maybe two guys in the same spot, and it was only supposed to be one of them. And I'm surprised neither of them found a way to come back with that ball, and if you're the Beavers, sigh of relief because you were lucky that this score is still 10-0 right now.
The ping pong ball just did not find a home. It found the turf, and now we got 2nd and 10. We got some legal motion, it looked like, of some kind. Ball was thrown out into the right flat, and it's out of bounds over there by Gage Armbruster.
And I believe the Beavers might have been lined up in the neutral zone there on that play.
Okay, so we might have a penalty on the Beavers. We might have a penalty on the Giants. We will flip a coin up here to see who's right. I think you're probably right.
And Stones, I think we have to, while we're kind of situating this, I feel like we have to mention, the Oakland Coliseum has their possum problem.
Yes.
We've got a different National Geographic situation going on here. We've had some wasps in here pregame.
Yes, we have.
We've taken them out, and now the ants are going to town on the wasps over here. It's like, should we be playing this football game, or should people be learning about this?
I think what's happening is the ants are trying to do us a favor and remove the wasp for us.
Well, I've seen some dive bombing the windows here. I think they want to come retrieve their friend, and I'm afraid they're going to think I did it.
Well, I've said this for many years. I always wanted to call this place Hornet Stadium, but there's another place called that, so I guess I have to dump that. 2nd and 5, ball on the 19 for the Giants. A handoff right up the middle. Smith goes up, picks up 4 or 5 yards, and he gets the first down for the Giants.
Keeping those chains moving, and that's a big thing for this drive. Especially with how we've seen the Beavers move the ball. You want to not only capitalize on this, but also keep the ball out of their hands.
Giants still have an opportunity to get one more first down on this drive. Ball's marked out at the 12. So 1st and 10 for the Giants. Just under 7 minutes to go left. Here's another handoff to Smith. He takes it to the left and have to come back. And he gets tackled right there around the line of scrimmage, maybe picking up a yard.
And a couple guys were kind of in on that trying to wrangle him up, but Hakeem Reynolds ends up being the one to do it. Another player that we've kind of heard his name a little bit last season, but the Grant Union star says he's a freshman. I believe he's a redshirt freshman.
A faker directing traffic out there. And he looked into the flat and he dumps it off to Smith again. Nice catch by Smith. Ball was behind him a little bit, and he powers his way right around to the 5-yard line for the Giants.
And Smith really likes to keep those legs churning, doesn't he? I mean, every single time he's got to have at least double-digit yards after contact here. Feels like every time he gets hit, he's getting an extra 2 or 3 yards. That was Reynolds leading the charge defensively, but a huge third down right here for the Beavers, and potentially how it goes, it could be a decision for the Giants.
Well, with 3rd and 3 here, ball right on the 5-yard line. You got a couple of yards to pick up the first down. So I think this opens you up to, you have a couple of different plays you can use here. So right now, Faker in the shotgun. Smith behind him in the eye. And a fake handoff to Smith, and then the shot right over the middle is caught, but stopped quickly by the ARC defense.
And that was 49, and they're flying in to make that tackle. Mason Kelly out of Folsom High School, the football powerhouse that is. And this is a real decision right here because going for it feels like the right thought. I believe that if you can't get a yard on 4th down, you didn't deserve the football in the first place, but keeping this a 2-score game if you don't get it.
Well, let's see what the football gods have in mind. Here's the snap. Faker looking out, and he throws it for a touchdown to Gage Armbruster.
Nice move there by Armbruster. If we could take a look at the replay there, doing a good job just finding a way to get open here. Top of the screen, right around the 5-yard line. Snapping that ball, press coverage, and just good job double move. Cutting in, little Hunter Renfro-esque.
Absolutely.
Getting that separation and getting the Giants on the board.
I just heard this morning that Hunter Renfro is returning to the team that he once played for.
The Panthers? Or
The
Raiders?
Panthers.
I like that. That's a good move for them.
I thought it was a good move as well, and I heard that this morning. So on for the PAT here, the Giants. Gavin Saline. The kick is up, and the kick is good, and that brings this game to a 10-7 ball game.
Nearly blocked there by Kyle Greganius. And, you know, Stones, we've seen now almost a full half of football. I think you've seen a lot to like if you're the Beavers. I think you've seen some things you got to work on, and I think kind of the same thing if you're Sequoias, especially with a young team. You're on the road against a ranked opponent. You've seen a lot that you like, and you've also seen a few things where you're like, hey, you know, if we clean this up a little bit, this could be a game that they're winning right now.
I think both teams could say, you know what, first quarter was the first quarter, and we'll just forget all about that. I think both teams are pretty happy with the way the second quarter has gone for both squads, wouldn't you say?
I agree, and you know, one of the best things that you can do, especially when you get into a new season of football, is everyone loves to overreact to that first quarter, to that first game, and I always say, you know, it's never as good as it looks in that first game when you look good, and it's never as bad as it looks when you look bad. The truth is always going to be somewhere in the middle. But, you know, I mean, hey, why not? It's fun to have those little overreactions and those fun little kind of knee jerks, I guess we could say.
Halim Toley back and Alex Muhammad back for the Beavers to receive this kick. Kickoff coming at 4:50 left to go here in the second quarter. Beavers leading it 10-7. Ball's received and taken up the far side of the field and out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. Looks like I see Laundry on the field as well, so we'll have to see what that is all about. But I apologize. It was Mark Pullman back there. Excuse me. I'm looking at the wrong sheet again. Demarion Williams back there for the Beavers.
Demarion Williams, an Antelope High School product. I got to see him play a few times in high school as well. Shifty, crazy athletic. Going to be a good weapon for the Beavers at receiver, and I am not shocked at all to see him as a kick returner.
So Muhammad got caught holding there. on the kickoff, so that's going to move them back 5 more yards, putting the ball right at the 20 to get things started here.
And that's going to sting right there. You don't want to be backed up and going 80 yards, but 4:44, you got the time to do it, and we're going to see now. We've seen kind of the different backs mixing in. We've seen them use some weapons. It's going to be interesting how the Beavers kind of play this drive, as you got to open the playbook up and get those jitters out.
Well, let's see what they have in score. Jet Harris from the shotgun. He hands the ball off. It's going to be a run to the near side. And back to the line of scrimmage and stop there for essentially no gain. And that was going to be Elijah Gutierrez on the carry.
And it looked like that was number 48 that set the edge there, Celine. And then Pana Tapula came in, or Taputula, sorry, came in to bring the tackle there. So good job by the Sequoias defense to really kind of set the edge on that play, and good pursuit.
So Gutierrez has come out of the game, and that's going to bring in Nathan Crawford in the backfield. In motion, Frank Curry up to the very top of the screen. Looking his way, and they throw it his way, and they throw it into traffic, and is intercepted and taken back for a touchdown. The Giants. Pana Tuputala with the interception for the Giants.
And Tuputala, how about it? 2 huge plays in a row. If we can see that one again. In the first play, he sets the edge, and then right here, reads this perfectly, gets a jump on that ball, nothing but green grass in front of him. And that is a huge momentum shift. Sequoia is right now, 5 minutes ago, they're looking at this, just kind of grasping for something, and now you're walking away with the lead with 3:50 left. A huge turn of events here in Sacramento.
Momentum has absolutely shifted, and College of Sequoia has picked up on it, and they now have 13 on the board, and they're running out the kicker to put one more on the board to take a 14-10 lead.
And that's another case we've seen a few times where Sequoias has really jumped on a play quick, and they're definitely watching their film. Taputala read that thing like a book.
Looks like ARC was not ready for that kick, so they end up calling the timeout. Had somebody running on the field fairly late there. I believe that was Shamonte Brown trying to get on the field and wasn't able to get on there quick enough, so the timeout called. 1 left for the Beavers here in the first half. One heck of a game so far, I'd say, my friend. One heck of a game.
And it just goes to show how quickly momentum can shift at this level of football and how good the talent is on both sides of the field. And you want to know another thing, Tuputala is listed at 6'2", 211. He moves pretty well for a linebacker and a big boy out there.
I didn't see 211 running back that ball. I saw, 175 just juking and jiving as he was returning that pass.
That is a man that makes himself a running back in Madden every year,
I could see you doing that, my friend. I could see you doing that.
I do, but I like to keep my regular size. Give me a lineman size running the ball.
I like it. I like it.
Tell my wife how great I was in my Madden franchise all the time. She doesn't seem to care as much.
Matt Garza on for the point after for the Giants. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So like we just said, it's a 14-10 lead now for the Giants. A complete and utter flip-flop here. Giants go ahead with the go-ahead score with just under 4 minutes left to go here in the first half.
And the other critical thing right here for this upcoming drive for you, the Beavers, you're Harris, you got to be a goldfish. You need a short memory right here, because not only do you have 3:50 left, so this is probably your last chance to score before the half and potentially either get this to a one-point game or take the lead, but Sequoia starts with the ball to start the second half.
Yep.
So you are in danger of really letting this get out of hand really quickly if you don't find a way to at least chew up some clock, move the ball, and ideally get some points and regain the lead, or at least get that field goal, make it a one-point game, and keep it at potentially a one-possession game.
Well, Jet Harris has been pretty good, but as far as the passing is concerned, that's, I think, the issue that he would be upset with at the moment. Running backs have been really good. I'd like to see a little bit more, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, a little bit more throwing the ball, spreading it around with the tight end group. You got a big tight end, several big tight ends out there. I would imagine that they would start utilizing those guys a little bit more in the passing game.
And I think that's something we can expect to see a little bit more. Sometimes early game, you kind of stray from the game plan a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see the halftime adjustments.
So Alex Muhammad goes to retrieve that one. It hits the ground. He picks it up, reverses field. Excuse me, that is Demarion Williams. And reverses field and was taken down right around the 18-yard line. There's some more laundry on the field.
And I believe we can pull up the replay here, but they're going to get Gavin Rappa for this block right here as he's kind of reversing the field and
slight block in the back.
Close to a block in the back. It's kind of one of those awkward.
It's a little bit of shoulder
ones,
in there,
but
well, you got to be careful, and they're probably going to err on the side of caution when they're making these calls, as opposed to not. So
especially in today's game, that's one of those ones. I think you could argue it being a block in the back of your Sequoia side. If you're on AR side, you could argue it not being a block in the back. But when both sides have a case, it looks like they are waving that one off.
They are waving it off. They are
and
waving
I think
it
that
off.
probably is the right call. Looking back at it, it was one of those weird ones where Sequoia's player was kind of turning a little bit as he landed that block. I definitely didn't think it was a dirty block. And
no.
Rappa's kind of fired up down there on
Absolutely.
the sideline. A player that plays with a lot of fire and energy. We saw that at 12 Bridges High School last year.
The Giants coach over there is screaming on the sideline, too. I'm not sure he's thrilled about it either. So Jet Harris gives this to, that is Nathan Crawford with a great spin move, and he runs up to the left side. He goes to the 40. He's right around the 45 before he's pushed out of bounds.
And
that's going to be a pickup of 25.
That is the Nathan Crawford that I'm used to seeing. I've seen him reverse that field so many times, turning what looks like a 5-6 yard gain into a big gain right there. And that's the jolt you needed as the Beavers to get this drive out on the right track.
As the clock's running, around 3.5 minutes left to go here in the first half. Ball's now on the 45-yard line of the Beavers. And we got some laundry on the field again.
Sideline warning,
and this is going to be an ARC sideline warning.
And if that is their second one, I can't tell if that was their first or the second.
The way he described that, it looked like that was the first. So I do believe he was laying the laundry down, saying, "Hey, this is your first warning." So I do believe that's number one. They're not moving the ball back at the moment.
And that is one thing we have seen from this team a few times.
Yes.
Is they get fired up, and sometimes there's the opposite end of that.
The excitement becomes overwhelming. Jet Harris in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. He's looking to throw this ball, and he does. He throws it out to the left side. Beautiful jumping catch out there by number 80, Jaden Beeman Santos, tight end out of Vacaville.
6'4", 225, climbing the ladder. And that was a scary throw right there, rolling out across his body. But great job there by Beeman Santos to kind of save that play and not allow a third straight drive to end in an interception.
Nice to see the tight ends getting involved here in the passing game for the Beavers. 1st and 10 on the 40. 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. And quick hitter out over to Frank Curry, and he's going to take it up the left sideline. Gets about 7 yards before he's pushed out of bounds. Going to bring up second down.
How about a Curry putting the shoulder down a little bit there,
Yeah.
too, as he's going out of bounds, setting a physical tone the Beavers are so far on this drive.
Yeah, all 6 feet, 190 of a Curry, but he puts the shoulder down. He's got no fear. Beavers moving the ball, and they won't move it right now because we're at the 2-minute warning.
I believe now an ESPN executive is going to come and take you out now because college is very clear of calling it the 2-minute timeout.
We don't call it the 2-minute warning.
How dare you? That's
college.
insensitive. That
My
is
bad.
offensive. It is a 2-minute timeout, not a warning. We're not warning anyone.
Well, I'm going to
I still can't get used to seeing that in college. You know?
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, it's the 2-minute warning. And until Lee Corso tells me that I have to call it something else, I'm not going to.
I cannot work under these conditions.
Okay.
I think I have to be
He
done
quits.
here.
He quits.
On the spot.
So 2 minutes to go here in the first half, 14-10. I really don't think this is what ARC expected, the way they were running and controlling offensively the ball in this first half. I think they were a little bit surprised by how quickly the Giants were able to come back into this game.
I definitely do. I think they were expecting it to be a tightly contested game, a tough game. I don't think they were expecting the burst that the Sequoias got in this game. But the big thing is Coach O, we've seen him coach in close games so many times. We've seen some kind of maybe some slow starts from the offense or some slow starts from the team to start the season, and he finds a way to right the ship always. He's no stranger to coaching in these close games. I have no doubt that he's not panicking right now. There's no panic button being hit, but yeah, if you're AR, I think you're kind of sitting here in this going, this is a critical drive, and you need to really regain control of this game before you go into the half.
Absolutely, absolutely. So after the 2-minute warning, or excuse me, timeout, we're back to action here. Ball's on the 33-yard line. Jet Harris in the shotgun. Emil Tolley down here all by himself, and Harris going to take this himself.
And that was actually
excuse me. That was a Curry. How did they get the handoff and I didn't see it? But a Curry gets that ball, and he drives it right up the middle. And does he pick up the first down? Yes, he does.
And they're going no huddle. They're going to keep him in there. That Wildcat look.
150 and counting here. The Curry takes it again, so we're doing the Wildcat thing, and a Curry picks up 2. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8 here.
How about the block by Crawford right there on the edge to allow a Curry to turn that into a gain of 4 or 5? That looked like it was tackled at the line of scrimmage all over it, and then Crawford lays that block and helps him turn that into a positive.
Pretty impressive with the size of the offensive line that the Beavers have brought in this year.
And Crawford, too, I mean, from the running back spot, 6'2",
That's
blocking a D lineman, that's a big ask.
That is. Jet Harris back in there. Rolling out to his right, looking to throw the ball. He does, a little bit high for Hamlin Tolley, and out of bounds. That stops the clock with 1:03 left to go.
That's a throw he's going to want back. But the important thing, if you're the Beavers now here, is you want to get this first down, but you also don't want to try to force something and risk turning this ball over. You're in field goal position. You know, if something's not there, I think the important thing is throwing away. I've always said sometimes the best pass that a quarterback can learn is learning to throw it away.
Absolutely. Well, with 1:03 left on the clock, and you have one of the league's best kickers in Cam Smith, as far as putting ball through the uprights, you figure you could probably run 2 or 3 plays, but you do want to get him quite a bit closer. So here's the snap. The throw is right over the middle and caught out there by Tamel Horton, and he picks up about 4 yards on the play.
And the Beavers have their own Clovis East guy in Tamel Horton right there, and a great job by him bouncing that and able to get outside, break a few tackles, stop that clock, and now the Beavers have a fresh set of downs to work with, and they are inside the red zone.
Yep, and they picked up the first down with that run. So clock is stopped at 55 seconds. Oh, you're going to have to talk about some scores, aren't you, my friend?
We will have some halftime score updates because there are some surprises going on early soon.
Yes, there is. Jackson Marlboro flanked out far to the right here. And the fake and keeper by Jet Harris, and he gets just rocked as he takes that one up the middle for a minimal gain.
Jet Harris is going to feel that one tomorrow. That was number 44, I believe, with the hit. Christian Markham right there.
Final timeout taken by the Beavers.
And you mentioned Marlboro there on the outside. Jackson Marlboro, the Del Oro product. Another big weapon for them, a huge weapon for the Golden Eagles. And Stones, we are familiar with the Marlboro family because they are fairly athletic. His brother Quincy, a former Potter, plays baseball at Purdue now.
Yes, he does. Big guy.
Great family, very nice people. And Jackson Marlboro, the latest coming up in that family, but he's going to be a big weapon for the Beavers this year. 6'2", 190, and I saw a lot of times when he was in high school, if you found a jump ball, you throw it up, and he's going to find a way to come down with it.
Got a little bit of hops in there as well?
He does, definitely. And while we're out this timeout, Stones, let's talk about some of these scores around college football, the JUCO ball specifically. Out here we've got Sac City leading Redwoods 10-6 as the third quarter is about to start. San Mateo clinging to a 3-0 lead over Sierra. That time hasn't changed for a minute, though, so I think we might be
so we might not be getting the information.
Wi-Fi issue.
Yep.
San Francisco trailing Santa Rosa right now.
I can't believe that.
It is 21-14 Santa Rosa late in the second quarter, and then De Anza leading Delta 14-2.
Okay, I can see that one, but that San Francisco score, that just it's got me tripping here. So we got second down and 8 ball on the 15, 46 seconds left here in the half. Jet Harris in the shotgun. Looks out to the right, just a little flip job, and he overshoots his target out there, and that was going to be Nathan Crawford.
And I'm not completely convinced that wasn't intentional right there. He saw good coverage right there from Sequoias. I think kind of dump that off, throw the incompletion, live to play another down. And Stones, we mentioned some college scores. I can't not mention this one right here.
I'm going to let
that
you have
I am
it.
a hardcore Seminoles fan. They're up 17-7 right now at halftime over Alabama.
I was going to let you have it, but I was going to make you wait till halftime. Darn it, you snuck it in there. Good for you,
I like
Seminole.
to go rogue.
Good for you, Mr. Seminole. 3rd and 8 here. 42 seconds left. There's looking left. He throws it in there. Beautiful, beautiful catch by Crawford out there. Is able to get out of bounds, picks up the first down. It's going to be 1st and goal right around the 3-yard line.
Crawford working into the passing game, something that's not necessarily unheard of here.
And they're going to go quick. It's right around the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, and then they spike it. Stops the clock with 28 seconds left. Good recognition by Jet Harris to get under center, spike that ball, to save as much time as you can.
And this is big if you're the Beavers, because you now have essentially 2 downs with 28 seconds left and potentially 3 downs to work with here. So we hear some reactions. One of the Wasps has infiltrated this again, and we're going to have to – he's going to soon discover the bodies of his friends. He's probably not going to be happy about it. And we all know Riley, the engineer, is the one that started all this.
Yeah, well, but they're his friends, so that's what he does.
Friends with Wasps sounds like a movie.
2nd and goal. Here we go. Jet Harris looking around. Flips this one just a little bit too high for is that Josiah Forbaugh?
That was Josiah Feuerbach right there, the sophomore out of Oak Ridge High School. Hard to throw too high for a man that's 6'5", 215. But maybe a blessing in disguise for the Beavers, because I don't know if he was fully over that goal line, and that might have been a tackle in bounds and maybe forcing to get to the line early and run a play he didn't want to run.
Absolutely, yeah. And Jet Harris, he was under a little bit of duress there, so, you just got to get rid of that ball the best you can. I think he did, but glad he threw it a little bit high, because you're right, that could have been disastrous for the Beavers. So with 24 seconds left, 3rd and 5 at the 5. He's going for the end zone and looking for the corner out there, but nobody out there. Dylan Fear was the closest receiver out there to try to pick that one up.
Yeah, Dylan Fear looked like the guy that maybe was supposed to be out there, but good coverage there by Sequoias, and Fear, another big tight end weapon for this. I was talking to his dad before the game. Fear, a Lincoln product. His dad's the coach, or a coach over at 12 Bridges, where a lot of these Lincoln guys are really a factor here for the Beavers so far.
Absolutely. Maybe it's the connection with Stones Broadcast Networks. You never know. So you got Cam Smith on here to kick the field goal to make this a 1-point game. The snap, the hold, the kick is off the upright and into the field. The play is caught by an offensive lineman, but my understanding, you're not able to advance that once it hits off the upright.
I mean, can we give a credit to the hands of Nathaniel Lynch, though, for catching that, trying to run it in? I think a big boy gets the ball in his hands. He's like, I'm just putting the shoulder down and running. Tough break there for the Beavers. A huge stand for Sequoias now. And, yeah, I believe technically I think the ruling, too, is the goalposts are part of out of bounds or outside of the boundaries. So if it hits that,
it's
the ball's
a dead ball.
Out of play and tough for ARC. You don't even
Nathaniel
get the
good hands,
point.
though. We'll give him the good hands grab of the game. What do you say?
The All-State good hands
there
grab
you
of
go.
the game if All-State would sponsor us.
That's right. Well, I would imagine Sequoias is going to take a knee here and get into the locker room and keep the score 14-10. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's no need to try to get tricky here, try to get flashy and potentially give the ball back or get a disaster. Sometimes conservative is the best call.
It does look like they're going to do that. So Peyton Faker under center, and he does take the knee, and that looks like that'll run the clock out, and we will go into halftime. The Beavers now trailing this 10-14. We'll be back in, let's call it 4 or 5 minutes on the Stones Broadcast Network, a little halftime show. We'll be bringing you the second half of action, but we'll do that right after this on the Stones Broadcast Networks.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise so you can have peace of mind. Contact us to schedule your service today.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Telling. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares? You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
Just tweet it out and then don't
And
really
then run
respond.
away.
Yeah.
No, I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I'm not. I didn't want me.
yeah,
to
I don't
sound
know.
that
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that. 'cause I
Generally,
know
fine.
Again, you're a very bright guy. You
Yeah.
see right into
Right
my
through
soul,
you.
my friend. That's why I have so many jobs, because people think I'm funny when they're driving home.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best-kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small-town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Miller's Ace Hardware, where customer and community service meet. Located on the corner of Madison and Fair Oaks, behind the Ferrari building.
Pass flung on and missed. He got him on strikes at 86, the off-speeder. Bruno strikes out the side. Potters get the win 8-5.
He's going to look that way. Now he's going to look down the middle. He's got a guy wide open at the 18 kid. That's Robert Freeman. And Robert's trying to make a couple of moves. He comes back to the 15. Comes down to the 10. He gets a block to the 5.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise so you can have peace of mind. Contact us to schedule your service today.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Towing. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares? You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
Just tweet it out and then don't
And
really
then run
respond.
away.
Yeah.
No, I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I didn't want me.
yeah,
to
I
sound
don't know.
that
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that. 'cause I
Generally,
know
again, you're a very bright guy.
Yeah.
You see right into
Right
my
through
soul,
you.
my friend. That's why I have so many jobs, because people think I'm funny when they're driving home.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Placer County's best kept secret is back for another exciting summer at historic McBean Stadiums. Loaded with fun for the whole family, local beer, wine, and eats. Fireworks, giveaways, theme nights, kids zone, and more. Come join in the fun and enjoy small town baseball with Major League Entertainment. Tickets on sale now at LincolnPotters.com.
Lincoln Potters Baseball. Come on out and join in the fun.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Miller's Ace Hardware, where customer and community service meet. Located on the corner of Madison and Fair Oaks, behind the Ferrari building.
Pass flung on and missed. He got him on strikes at 86, the off speeder. Bruno strikes out the side. Potters get the win 8-5.
He's going to look that way. Now he's going to duck down the middle. He's got a guy wide open at the 18 kid. That's Robert Freeman. And Robert's trying to make a couple of moves. He comes back to the 15. Comes down to the 10. He gets a block to the 5.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places is that we make everything from scratch. You get a great value when you come here, large portions and quality food. Our most popular dishes are many different kind of tacos. We have giant burritos, different kinds of enchiladas, and the fajita. If you're ready for real Mexican food, stop in at a Super Taco. We love to see you.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise so you can have peace of mind. Contact us to schedule your service today.
Hi, I'm Monica from Ace Body Shop in Towing. We are a family-oriented business. We've been in business for over 30 years. We are located downtown Lincoln at 333 Lincoln Boulevard in Lincoln, California. We do automotive repair and 24-hour towing. Our phone number is 916-645-2859, or you can find us on the web.
American River College is a top-tier community college sports program that provides student athletes with the opportunity to thrive both athletically and academically. ARC Athletics is currently ranked 5th in the state and 2nd in Northern California. With over 19 sports programs, our athletes compete with the region's best athletes. Our diverse and dedicated coaching staff helps athletes develop the skills necessary to compete at the next level. Start your community college athletics journey with us. American River College, Sacramento's best athletic program. Go Beavers.
Got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares? You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
Just tweet it out and then don't
And
really
then run
respond.
away.
Yeah.
I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I didn't want me.
yeah,
to
I don't
sound
know.
that
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that. 'Cause
Generally,
I know
Again, you're a very bright guy.
Yeah.
You see right into
Right
my
through
soul,
you.
my friend. That's why I have so many jobs, because people think I'm funny when they're driving home.
I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, as not only people, foodies, and people eating, they're expecting better quality, and people notice it, they can see it.
When it comes to your home's maintenance and repairs, Jeffers Resource Group has you covered. Our handyman services offer a comprehensive range of expertise, from minor carpentry to drywall, electrical and flooring for property managers, landlords, and renters alike. We ensure that every job is completed to the highest standards, so you can have peace of mind. Contact us today to discover how Jeffers Resource Group can help keep your home in top shape.
Welcome into the halftime show presented by Miller's Ace Hardware. I'm Stones McCoy here with my partner Jordan Georgeson, and we're here to talk about the first half of action. What do you think about what we just witnessed in this 14-10 ball game?
I think that you've seen a lot to be excited about if you're the Beavers. You've seen a lot that you're a little concerned about and you want to address. The halftime adjustments are going to be huge in this. I would say for about 80% of that first half felt like the Beavers were in control of that game, and it really turned on its head with that pick six from Pana Tupulata right there. I think it was like a 30-something yard pick six, jumped on that route perfectly, puts the Giants on top, and then missing that field goal is going to sting. But if you're the Beavers too, some of the mistakes you had in that half feel like they're fixable mistakes. I mean, we had, the tip drill interception over in the red zone. That results in no points right there. And then you miss a 20-something yard field goal off the goalpost, another one that's going to sting. But when you really look at that, you gave up a pick six, so you spotted them 7 points right there.
Yeah.
And then you really left, potentially 10 points off the board. So, yes, it's 14-10, and, you really need to stop coming here out of the half. But this is also a game that very likely could be 24-7 ARC right now if a couple different bounces go their way. So no time to panic. You don't need to reinvent the wheel or deviate from the game plan, but you also need a little bit of your pep in your step coming out of into this second half.
Well, I mean, to talk about that a little bit, I mean, you're right. This definitely could be a 27-3 or 7 ball game ARC, but the defense has been tremendous on both sides. Let's talk a little bit about the defense for the Giants. You just talked about that tip drill and beautiful 35-yard return, but not only that, they've gotten into the backfield. They've really stepped up their pressure, and I think it has a lot to do with that defensive front.
It really has. Christian Markham has been really leading the charge for them. He's a sophomore out of Jacksonville, Florida, Trinity Christian High School, 6 foot 262, so a tough kid to block. And then we mentioned him, but Pana Tupatala, sorry.
Tupatala.
It's a tough name to say when you're seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
But another one that I think he's really set the tone a lot. He's made plays in the passing game, in the running game. I mean, feels like where he goes, the team seems to go. And we've seen the Beavers defensive front make some big plays, but Colin Bray, he had a huge first quarter. We didn't hear his name called a ton there in that second quarter, and I think some of that's a credit to Sequoias for kind of scheming around him and knowing where he is and running plays to the opposite side. But I think the big thing is so far right now, the defense for Sequoias has found a way to step up and make plays, and for the Beavers, they've made their plays, but you need to find a way after that second quarter to get your playmakers making more plays again.
Well, let's stay on the defensive side of the ball. Let's take a look over there at the ARC Beavers side of the ball. Now, they did give up 14 points, but they were very much in control of this game until the last about 5 minutes of the second quarter. What have you seen from the defense for the ARC Beavers that you like so far?
What I really like is they've bent, but they haven't broken. I mean, 7 of those points were a pick six. The other touchdown was on a great double move there by the Sequoias receiver, but it was on a fourth down. I mean, they were one stop away from keeping a shutout on the board right there. So if you're the Beavers, I think I really like the way they've battled back. I like that we haven't seen a lot of defensive mistakes that we've seen. We had the one penalty where they lined up off sides, but you don't see the late hits you see in the first game where guys come out a little too fired up. We haven't seen the pass interference calls, the defensive holds. We've only seen one offsides penalty, and I think some of those are the big ones right there. You're not giving away free yards. The big one we need to see, though, them adjust is a few times they've given up a big play on 3rd and medium or 3rd and long. You got to find a way to get off the field on 3rd down, because that's going to be the difference right there. And especially as it gets hotter in this later afternoon in the second half, you're going to be gassed in that 3rd and 4th quarter, and that's where you can find yourself in some trouble and maybe a game that gets away from you a little bit because you can't get off the field on 3rd down.
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to hit 100 degrees at the start of the second half of this game, so the heat is definitely going to be an issue. We haven't seen too much as far as the heat affecting the game. I think we've had one player maybe go out with some cramping, but other than that, I think it's been pretty solid. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, it's not been an offensive game, but we do have 24 points total up there. Peyton Faker, rookie QB for the Giants this year. What have you seen out of him? What do you like out of him so far?
I like his poise right now. I mean, you saw a couple times that first drive, things go haywire with the 2 forward passes, the batted ball by Colin Bray. He gets his first career reception in college on the same play.
Yeah.
Because he catches his own pass. But, I like the poise. You see a lot of guys crumble when they face that type of pressure and that type of adversity. And he comes out and leads a few good drives. He had some bad luck. There was also the interception on the jump ball there, but that was more a great play by the Beavers.
Yeah.
What I really like is there were a few big plays, 3rd and long and facing pressure. He stepped up in the pocket and delivered a good ball. And I like that he trusts his receiver, especially game arm burster.
Yeah.
He has really found him and leaned on him a lot. And I really like the way that he really trusts his arm. He can make some of those outside throws, and he doesn't necessarily try to force something when something's not there. He'll take that check down option, and that's a huge quality to have at this stage in a young player's career, because you see pro guys that can't even do that.
Absolutely. Flip the ball, flip to the other side, the same spot on the ball. You got Jed Harris. He's a sophomore. He's coming back. He was the starter last year. He's the starter this year. What have you seen from Jed Harris so far that you like, and maybe something that you're maybe it's raising a little eyebrow?
I think it's been a little bit of a Jekyll and Hyde first half for him so far. That first quarter, we saw the timing right. We saw the poise that we saw from Jet Harris in the second half of last season. The second quarter, there was, especially with those last 2 drives after kind of throwing that second interception. The first one wasn't really his fault. It was just a great play by Sequoias. But the second one read well, and maybe, the timing's a little bit off. There are a few times where it feels like a little bit of an overthrow, a little too much zip on a ball, a little too little zip on some, and that's something that I'm sure they're going to work out coming out of this half. But those are a few of those throws you're going to want back, because right now that's the difference between the Beavers not being on top in this game, because there were two right there on this last drive right before the half that resulted in the missed field goal that could have been 6 that resulted in incompletions and then a missed kick that leaves you empty-handed.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, before we get back, and we're just about to get the second half underway, I know you had 3 keys to start this game. Kind of want you to go ahead and look at those 3 keys and kind of tell me where we're at with those.
Well, I think the big one we talked about, don't start slow. I think they passed that one. They started with a 10-0 lead. Limit the mistakes. For the most part, it feels like they have limited the mistakes. There's not really that many penalties that have been self-inflicted. A couple that you know are going to come in that first game, but there's not a lot of miscue errors. You're not burning timeouts because of miscommunications. The big one, though, impose your will early. It felt like the defense did that to start and kind of went away from that in the second half. They've got to impose their will early on this drive. They've got to get the ball back. They need to stop them from scoring here. Keep this a one-possession game when you put the ball back in Jet Harris's hands, because that's going to be the key to victory. You don't want a quarterback that's still trying to get the timing right on a few things to have to start playing from behind.
Absolutely. And there it is. There's the halftime show presented by Miller's Ace Hardware. We'll be right back with the kickoff for the second half right after this on the Stones Broadcast Networks.
Oh, I love baking. I've been doing it my whole life. Grateful Bread was started because I needed the job. It always used to seem like bread was just an afterthought, and which was always kind of disappointing. But now, yes, not only...
Well, that wasn't even a 30-second break, and we are back, and we're ready to get the second half underway. Jordan, you are a professional, so I'll let you be a professional. But if you try to talk, there you go. And we are ready to get things underway. ARC is going to be kicking to our left, getting things started here in the second half. Marshall Sanders back deep for the Giants, and that ball is kicked right over towards Marshall Sanders. He picks it up right around the 7-yard line, and he's out over the 30, spins, reverses field. He's heading back up about the 32 and wrapped up by ARC before he's taken down.
I think one of the most impressive things about that play is the way he was able to reverse field. Almost feels like 2 or 3 times going away from where the return was supposed to go, and we didn't see a single flag. Usually when you see those players kind of go in a different lane, that's where you see those holds. And I lied, there's a flag over there. They heard me, and they said, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. We're going to throw that flag out of spite, it feels like. It's kind of further away from where the play was, though. So
I think they threw it on you,
He might have just dropped the flag. I don't know.
He threw it on you. So it does look like there's a holding on the Giants. Going to move them back 5 yards, so they're going to get their first drive of the second half started right at the 23-yard line.
And back on that play, usually when you see players reversing field like that, it's where you see holds, because guys are all of a sudden finding different assignments that they have to block.
You didn't even know it, but you were calling it out as you were calling that play. Yeah, you were. You're going to leave that open. That open. Oh, to take a drink. Yeah, you want to mute yourself. All right, 1st and 10 here. Oh, my goodness. We're not talking about Florida State, I promise you. It's ARC football. Here's the handoff. This goes up the middle and breaking a tackle and out to the 30-yard line, and that's going to be Elijah Gutierrez getting the start here.
I believe that is not. Jaquil Smith. We're wrong roster once again.
No. That was number 2, correct?
That's but you're looking at the AR roster, Stones.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's
It's okay. Look, it's the first game for us. I may have talked when I muted myself. Right. We're looking at the wrong rosters.
That's right.
We have wasps flying around everywhere. Riley's trying to kill them all.
Let's quickly reset, all right? Here we go. Ready? Peyton Faker in the backfield. He's in the shotgun. 2nd and 5. Fakes the handoff and throws it right through Marshall Sanders' hands.
And there is one of the unenforced errors that you didn't need right there. They're going to get a roughing the passer call here called on the Beavers. And I believe that is number...
Is that Brent Green?
30. It is number 37, I believe.
Okay. Polo Cooper?
I've got to double check. Looks like 37.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's Polo Cooper.
Actually, it could be Shamonte Brown as well. That actually looks like the jersey's a little rolled up, so it's tough to tell. But either way, that bootleg, he did a good job getting pressure on him early. But then you throw him to the ground after he throws. You can't do that and give him 3 yards there.
So they got the free 1st and 10 now. Ball's on the 44. Gage Armbruster in motion. The handoff goes to Smith. He takes it up the middle, breaks a couple of tackles, and is tackled at the 48-yard line of the Beavers.
And I think you can expect Smith to be a bigger part of this second half as a hurry-up, but they're going to want to wear these guys down here.
And they're doing that exact thing. They're trying to wear them out right now. Smith is flanked out wide on the left. And a quick shot down here on the right side, and that gets a great Gage Armbruster, and he picks up about 20 yards before he's ridden out of bounds right around the 25-yard line.
And it looks like they were close to getting a horse collar there. I think he slipped off of that tackle, and maybe a good thing in hindsight to not add an extra 10, 15 yards onto that. But again, hurrying up for the COS.
So, yep, back in the hurry-up offense. Peyton Faker in the shotgun. He takes it. Looks at Gage again, but this time throws behind the receiver. That's Connor Merwise out there. It was a little bit late on that pass, and that one goes out of bounds.
And if you want to know how tough Connor Merwise is to bring down, 6'1", 234, he was off balance when he collided right there with Kyle Greganius. And Greganius gets thrown like a rag doll, and Merwise just kind of stands there and eats the hit like nothing happened to him.
He's a fairly big fella, I'll say that much. Good body style for a tight end, that's for sure. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Ball's on the 28-yard line for the Giants. And that ball is batted down at the line, and then a flag comes in late, and that does look like we might have another roughing penalty. This one would be on number 47, Hakeem Reynolds.
And let's take a look at that one, because I don't know if this is a roughing call or if it looks like it is. And that one feels a little tougher. That one seemed a little more bang-bang. If you watch this play right here, he throws it, and I don't know how a defender can be expected to stop his momentum right there. I think they got number 56 on that. That is...
Is it 56?
Justin Underwood.
Gotcha.
That's a tough one. I don't know how you expect a defender to stop the momentum right there.
Well, that's 30 free yards that the Beavers have given the Giants just to start this second half. So it's not the way they wanted to get things started. But the first down for the Giants on the 13-yard line, so they're threatening right here. Faker takes the ball, hands it off to Smith. Smith runs to the left and gets swallowed up by a couple of blue jerseys over there.
Leading the charge there was number 49, Mason Kelly. Mentioned his name earlier in that first half. He kind of just grabbed a hold of the legs and didn't let go and ends up tripping him up.
So it's going to bring up 2nd down. No gain on the play. Faker looking over to the sidelines, trying to get his play. Dante Gentles, the wide receiver, flanked up to the top on your left. Gage Armbruster down here on the right, and he's now in motion. The fake goes to him, rolling out to the right is Faker, and he gets taken down behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like that might be a loss of 2.
Yeah, Zaire Fortune in there making the tackle, the defensive back with the sack. Sophomore out of Wilsey Wood High School in Vacaville. Good job reading that play there and kind of rejuvenating this Beavers defense a little bit. They're in position to make a stand now, having the Giants behind the sticks.
So the ball is being marked right at the 15-yard line, so it should be 3rd down and about 11. Two wide receivers to the left, one down here on the right. Smith in the backfield. And here's the throw to, that looks like Gage, and that's broken up nicely by the Beavers defense.
And that was Kyle Greganius again right there. Good defense from him. He had the interception earlier. He's really been solid in man coverage for him today. Shadowing that guy, getting that hand up, and another good job of positioning himself to where he was really the only guy that could make a play on that ball.
Well, absolutely, Armbruster has been the go-to guy for Faker today. And I think that comes just with the territory he's been around. He's the sophomore. He's the vet of the group. Looks like there was a false start called on the Giants. I'm sorry? Illegal formation. Thank you. I appreciate that. So illegal formation. Penalty was declined by the Beavers. So that's going to bring out the field goal unit, it looks like.
And this is massive if you're the Beavers because a field goal here still keeps us a one-score game.
So Matt Garza, the field goal kicker for the Giants, he's coming out. Looks like he's going to have himself about a 30-yarder. That's called 33-yarder to make it precise.
One thing to be careful on here is don't bite on a fake. This is one of those weird field positions where sometimes teams are willing to squander that.
No fake, block punt. And recovered by the Beavers. And the ball is still out, actually, and the ball is finally recovered by the Giants.
Little bit of hot potato, and we'll pull that one up here. Christopher Butters, a 6'2 DB. You don't always see that coming in off the edge right here. Diving, getting a hand on that one. Great play, great momentum shift, and great job to really negate that missed field goal right there. You don't always see DBs with that 6'2" frame.
Absolutely not.
Butters getting in there off the edge, beating his man, and shifting the momentum back onto that American River sideline.
So after giving up 30 free yards to the Giants, the Beavers defense steps up, comes up with the blocked field goal attempt, and now they have the ball on their own 34. 1st and 10 for Jet Harris. Jet turns around and hands that one off to Elijah Gutierrez, who looks like he gets hit right around the line of scrimmage. Maybe no gain, maybe a yard.
Yeah, and it looks like setting the edge on that one. That was number 16, Josiah Paga.
Is that the first time we've heard Paga's name today?
He made another play in the backfield.
That's
Now,
what
it's
I
interesting.
thought.
He's listed as a defensive back on this roster at 6'1", 194, and he looks like an edge rusher that is a little bigger than that. right now.
We might have to look into that. So here comes 2nd down and 10. A handoff again goes to Gutierrez, and he's struck in the backfield for a loss. It looks like about a loss of 3 on the play.
And that was Paga again on that one, or the player we believe to be Paga. I'm no conspiracy theorist, but I do know what 6 feet, 194 pounds looks like, and that does not look like him.
Is that because that's what you look like?
I like to think that is.
Okay. That's what your wife thinks, though, at least, right?
That's why I tell her I look like.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad that's all working out for you. So 3rd down and 13. Beavers are going backwards on this drive, not the direction they want to go. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Jet Harris takes a snap. He's looking left. He does. He throws it out to the left. Good catch by Hamlin Tolley and out of bounds right around the 42, 43-yard line. Could be short, maybe a yard or 2 short of the first down.
Definitely a yard or 2 short, and that feels like Tolley could have got up and fought for a few more yards on that. Good job there by number 3, Wendell Ware, to stop him. And this, again, feels like 4-down territory. We will see if we get the big package. Yep.
We are.
We got our big lineman coming in. The other one in that package, we mentioned Grover and Chisholm in there. 42, which is Gavin Malloy. And then we called a lot last year. Haven't called a ton today.
Well, Jet Harris is under center. Takes the snap, bobbles the snap. It's a pitch out to the left. And the pitch is successful in Nathan Crawford, and he's able to muscle his way for a couple of yards. He picks up the 1st down.
And let's take another look at that. I'm not entirely sure that wasn't a designed bobbled snap right there to kind of get them all converging in with Crawford out there on the toss, because everyone kind of collapsed in as you saw that, and then Crawford keeping the legs churning.
I know. I love you. I know there's a reason why I ask you to come in and do this job every single year, but I'm not certain I'm going to buy a designed bobbled snap.
I'm just saying I have seen it before.
Okay.
It's a risky move to play.
Is it something that the FSU guys do all the time?
No, they actually just fumble the ball a lot.
Okay, all right. So a little delay on the field. It is a 1st down. Ball is going to be spotted right at the 48-yard line. I feel like there may have been a penalty in there that we didn't catch. But the ball spotted at the 48, ARC's ball.
I think that was about a gain of 5.
Okay. So 1st and 10 now, just over 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Harris gets the ball. He's looking out left. He throws that ball into the ground. Nobody open. It was a designed rollout to the right and just nothing there.
Yeah, the pressure in there coming from Kevin Watson and Christian Markham off both edges. Just got in his face right away. Nothing there. And we said sometimes the best throw you can make as a quarterback is knowing when to eat a play and throw it away, and I think Harris did a good job of reading that there.
Absolutely. So it's going to bring up second down now. Frank Curry flanking all the way out to the top right. And got some shifting below. Shifts all the way over to the right. Jet Harris takes it and runs it himself. He picks up about 5-6 yards going right up the middle.
That's a little design QB run there by Harris. The Beavers really trying to get this O-line going and get some good blocks to get some positive momentum for the run. Feels like they're setting up for either a big pass play or a play action type play or maybe a big run on some misdirection.
Noticed quite a bit today that the ball has gone, as far as running the ball, has really gone up the middle. They really haven't run it to the flanks yet today. So wondering if that's coming. 3rd and 7 now. Ball on the 49 of ARC. And Jet's going to take and run with this one as well. He's trying for the first down. He gets tripped up right around the 45, probably at the 44. Looks like they're going to mark him down at the 45. He's going to be a couple yards short of the first down.
He ran into a big arm from number 97 there, and I'm seeing 97 on the roster. Will Ahomana.
Ahomana,
That is a fun fact. My daughter calls Santa Ho-Ho and Moana Mana. So
excellent.
That is Santa Moana right there.
So your daughter's new favorite player.
Great play there by him, setting up a big 4th down.
So got 4th down and 3 to go. Ball on the 45. Jet Harris is had the hard count going on there and was trying to draw him off sides, but it looks like he may have got his own offensive line to stand up first.
Yes, he did, and you could tell by the Sequoias coaches on the sidelines, they were jumping up and down screaming for that, and now it looks like the Beavers are going to have to punt. And again, we talked about having those unforced errors. That's one of those ones you don't want right here in a situation like this.
Absolutely. So, yeah, pushing the ball back onto their side of the field, so that's going to bring out the punting unit. Beavers are going to punt for the first time here in the second half. Landon Richardson, the punter for the Beavers.
We're trying to get an ID on the returner. It looks like 82.
And there's the punt. Punt is down, and it's rolling inside of the 10. Touch right there, right around the 9. And down by the Beavers. So good job by the Beavers special teams to get down there and cover that ball up inside the 10.
And a disaster averted right there for the Giants. Jace Hudson, that nearly bounced off of his leg there, and the Beavers were all around that. If that hit him, that's Beaver ball right there. But instead, still a great punt. You pin him inside the 10, but crisis averted. I think you'll take the rough field position if it means you get to keep the ball if you're Sequoias.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, sometimes the ball does bounce your way, and it seemed like the ball was bouncing the Sequoias' way towards the end of the first half. Maybe the ball's starting to bounce the ARC way. 1st and 10, there's a handoff going right up the middle is Jaquil Smith. He breaks a couple of tackles. It gets down to right around the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it's no surprise we're starting to see Smith really burst out a little more, get some bigger gains. He's really wearing them down with the way he's running and this tempo of this offense.
And you said it. You thought we'd see or hear a lot more of Jaquil Smith here in the second half, and he has already started. He gets the direct snap, takes this again right up the middle, and looks like he is stopped by a bunch of defensive Beavers.
Yeah, I don't know if he was expecting that direct snap to go his way. Looked like number 99 leading the charge there, Braden Grover. We saw him a lot on offense, 6'4", 315. That's a tough guy to block. I think he's the heaviest player on this AR defensive line and plugging up a hole right there.
Number 99 does take up a lot of space down there on defense. I can see it from here. So 1st down and 10. In motion is Gage Armbruster. Back to throw is Faker, and he's throwing it Armbruster's way, but unfortunately he throws it high, and that one just out of the reach of Gage Armbruster.
Yeah, and Armbruster looks like he might be a little banged up. I think that could be a cramp. He's getting stretched out. In coverage there, Christopher Butters, the man who just blocked the field goal. Good coverage right there, too. I think even if he was able to make a play, it's a tough catch to make with it being high.
Not sure he would have even stayed in bounds at where he came up for that ball.
I mean, or even held onto it with the way Butters kind of timed that hit.
Yep. So Armbruster is getting stretched out over there on the sideline. Looks like they're, I think we have a timeout called on the field, and I would imagine that was going to be the Giants calling the timeout.
I believe so, and I'm guessing that this is a way to see if you can get Armbruster ready to go on this drive. He's been key for you on these big third down conversions right here. I mean, why wouldn't you want to get him back in the game?
Absolutely.
And keep him a factor. And the big one that's going to be interesting to see in the second half is the lockdown corner so far, especially in man coverage, has been Kyle Gerganius. He's made a few plays on some, one-on-one deep balls and jump balls. So I'm interested to see if they kind of really try to pair Gerganius up with Armbruster in this second half to try to limit the damage that he can do. But that also opens up a dangerous weapon in Dante Gentles, who, we've seen what he can do, but he's been kind of silent since that first quarter.
Well, I think Gage has taken the majority of the look his way, and I think that's going to open up to something that you just talked about, and I think that's going to have Dante Gentles open a little bit more frequently than we've seen him so far. So, 2nd and 10. Armbruster is out. Quick toss over there, and who did I say? But Dante Gentles picks that ball. Takes it to the sideline and gets real close to the first down before taken out of bounds by the Beavers.
Great play there by Gentles, and a lot of pressure coming for the Beavers again from Shamonte Brown, who we saw get that roughing call. Good job by him to reel it in and not get that. And, we see the X Factor coming back in on the edge in Colin Bray, and I am sure that they're going to be trying to set the tone with him and get him after the quarterback. And as we've seen so far this afternoon, wherever Bray lines up, the plays typically going the other way.
Absolutely. Well, the smart ones avoid Bray at all costs. Does look like we have a Beaver down, so it looks like we're going to have a timeout for an injury. This could very well be like what we were talking about earlier. I mean, we've hit the 100-degree mark. This is the first game of the season. A lot of these guys, the hydration levels and stuff like that got to really come up. So this could be a situation of cramping. I didn't really see anything else over there on that play.
Yeah, I believe it is. And, another player, I'm trying to get an ID on who's down. At first I thought it was Akio Martinson, but it's looking like a different player. It's kind of tough. There's so many bodies over there, too. It's tough to tell. Don't want to speculate. But we did mention Martinson. That's another player that is an X factor on this defense in the defensive line position. A Del Oro product, 6'2", 305. He actually was at San Jose State last year. Didn't really see the field a ton. Now back here at ARC, getting a lot of playing time right away. His brother played at UNLV.
Oh, wow, really?
So good football family there, a couple D1 kids. And, when you have guys like Martinson and Bray on this defensive line, you're going and you get these D1 products, it's tough to block. And they're going to really want to be setting the tone and imposing their will. But another thing that's tough that we mentioned with these bounce backs, they're going from playing a ton in high school to a lot of times when they go to college at a D1 school, they're not seeing the field a lot.
Or at all that first year.
Yeah, or at all. And then they're going back to playing a ton. Sometimes, the fitness shows a little bit. Maybe they feel a little out of shape. I think that was 32 coming off.
That looks like Zaire Fortune. Yeah, Zaire Fortune coming off.
And that's where, I think we're going to see a lot. This the conditioning is really going to be a big factor here in this second half, especially with the heat.
Well, and Coach O works the conditioning like no other coach. One of the reasons why he keeps winning these awards and his team keeps winning the NorCal. So let's just see how well it plays out in 100-degree temperature. 1st and 10, ball on the 29. Faker sending Singh in motion, and it throws out to Singh, and Singh hits the flat down here on the right, and he gets himself all the way up to right around the 44-yard line.
And notice the Beavers didn't have anyone trailing Singh when he went into motion right there, allowed him to kind of slip underneath for that big gain, and another 3rd and long converted by the Giants.
Javir Singh, the tight end for the Giants. We're just in the halftime where we're talking with the College Sequoias crew that's behind us. We were talking, and they mentioned him. They said, keep an eye on this kid in the second half, and there he is right now. So 1st and 10, ball on the 44. 5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Connor Murwise in motion. Ball's thrown over and smashed, but making the catch is Dante Gentles, and that hit was not Gentles at all.
No, it was Cade Dutton delivering the hit right there, but credit to Gentles for eating the hit and catching it. I know Herb Street used to always say that if you're going to get hit anyway, you might as well hold on to the ball, and credit to Gentles, he did exactly that.
Absolutely, and he picks the Giants up another first down, so 1st and 10 at the 45. Fakes the handoff, throws this out into the flat. Over there is Marshall Sanders. He makes one man miss, makes another guy miss, and fighting his way down to right around the 20-yard line.
The shiftiness of Marshall Sanders right there, the Clovis West product, played at Fresno City before going to Sequoia, has turned a big game into a bigger one and dancing on his tiptoes. Did a little Michael Jackson move right there on one of his jukes.
Absolutely, yeah. Marshall Sanders, new to the College of Sequoia's team. He didn't play for them last year, but making an impact as a sophomore this year for sure. So 1st and 10. Ball officially marked at the 21-yard line. Faker's back. He's looking around. He's thrown out to the right. Wide open in the end zone is Gage Armbruster for the touchdown. Giants take the lead 20-10.
And Armbruster just beat his man right there, got that extra step, got separation. And the Beavers are officially on upset alert. 6'1" Armbruster. And it's got to feel good as a freshman quarterback to have a experienced weapon like that you know you can trust. You know he's going to find ways to get open and get that ball in his hands.
100%. Armbruster has shown out today, and we talked about him pregame that, returning sophomore is probably going to be one of the main guys, and he's turned out to definitely be that so far, and he's main target for Peyton Faker, the rookie QB for the Giants. So coming on to kick the extra point, Matt Garza. He's made both of them so far. Kick is up. The kick is good, but just barely. As a bit of a fastball right over the top of the crossbar, but that makes this score 21-10 Giants. Wow, didn't expect that.
21 unanswered points after that 10-0 lead for the Beavers, and they are searching for answers right now. This drive is going to be huge right here because how do you respond now down 2 scores? You don't want this to snowball, and you don't want a Giants team with all the momentum right now to find a way to keep building this, and you can find yourselves out of this game really quick if you don't take advantage right here.
Absolutely. There's got to be momentum grasped by the ARC Beavers at some point in time, and that's not the way you want to do it. You don't want to give up what you gave up and missing the field goal. They're going into halftime and then coming out and giving up a quick 7 to Sequoia.
And we've seen a couple of these AR drives, too. They start with them moving the ball pretty well, and then they kind of stall out around midfield. I mean, you were going for it on that 4th down there. They false start, makes it so you get backed up. You have to punt. You just let them drive 93 yards on you right there to make this a 2-score game. So if you're the Beavers, this is absolutely a time where you got to open up the playbook, and anything you haven't run yet, any trickery you have, try to get it and try to kind of regain control of this a little bit.
Absolutely. Hamlin Tolley back as well as the Marion Williams to receive this kickoff. There's a little pooch kick. This is going to be fair caught right around the 25, 6, 7-yard line over there by our guy Dylan Fear. So the Beavers are going to start 1st and 10 right at the 27-yard line, and they trail in this one 21-10. with 4:22 left to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, and right now this is where you need to regain control. And if you're Jet Harris, I think the big thing is you got to take a deep breath, just relax, play this game like it's 0-0 right now. I know you have a deficit to make up and you only have about 19 minutes to do it. But the good news is you're going to get multiple possessions. All it takes is a score and a stop to find yourself in position to take the lead.
Jet Harris is back in the shotgun. Turns and fakes the handoff, tosses this one out far side to Hamlin Tolley, and I think he maybe picks up a yard on the play before he's ridden out of bounds out there, and it looks like number 24 riding him out of bounds.
I believe so. Great coverage in there by looking at the roster.
Moses
I'm not
Salisbury?
seeing a 24 on here unless I missed it.
I got a Moses Salisbury. Freshman out of Visalia, California. But I have special rosters.
You do.
So they did pick up a yard, so it's 2nd and 9. Clock running, just under 3:40 to go. Chet Harrison looking left, he quick fires over there and caught by Frank Curry, but for a minimal gain. Picking up just about 3 yards, so that should be bringing up third and around 6.
And Tupatella, again, he had the pick 6, and he's made a few plays in the backfield, but really making his name known in the pass coverage here. Great game for the middle linebacker out of Roosevelt High School in Washington.
Joshua Firebach has just come in, along with a Curry and Tolley out there, all flanked up to the top of your screen. He drops back, fires this one over to the sideline, picking up the first down is Hamlin Tolley.
And we saw Tolley earlier in this one. He kind of had that early play where he maybe could have had a few more yards, maybe didn't quite know where that marker was, knew exactly where it was right there, just enough to get the first down. Keep this drive alive.
I think that also helps when you're working on your home sideline, so it really does help when you have the 19 coaches down there saying, no, move up a yard, move up a yard.
That is fair.
That helps, you know. So 1st and 10 now, ball on the 40-yard line. Frank Curry up at the top of your screen. Jed Harris. Hands is all. It's a double end around. 83 on the Tamel Horton, and he is able to pick up just a yard on that double reverse.
And who else but Tupatala firing in, not fooled by the double reverse at all. We were fooled by the double reverse, but he was not. So we have a cramping giant down there.
Yes, we do. We talked about it early, and this is exactly what we've seen. I think we've seen 3 guys so far in the second half on the ground. All 3 of them are getting their legs stretched out because of hydration issues.
And while we're dealing with that, if we could pull up a play of Tupatala right here, and watching how he flies up on this.
Yep, no, we're not.
We might have been a little,
a little late on that one.
Late. That's my bad right there. You know, I'm still flustered from the whole 2-minute warning, 2-minute timeout situation.
Oh yeah, 2-minute timeout.
It's eating in my head. But I mean, if you're the Beavers now, you've opened up a few trick plays. We saw that screen off the fake handoff. We've now seen this double reverse. They resulted in 2 yards, I think, on both of them. So now if you're Coach O, you got to find a way to get this thing moving. What's tough about Tupatala, he's in the middle, so you can't run up the middle. And we've seen that he patrols the sideline well and plays the pass well. So I mean, how do you stop this?
Well, you stop it by having him exit the game with cramps, because that was the gentleman who was on the ground, and he has just left with cramps. So if there was ever an opportunity for the Beavers to take advantage, it would be right here when you take Tupalapa off the field. That's kind of key, I would imagine.
And I can't imagine he will be off the field for long. I'm sure we will see him come in after this play.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 9. Minute 45 left to go here in the third. Ball's on the 41. The fake handoff. Jed Harris takes it up the middle himself. He fights through a couple of tackles, and he picks up about 3 yards on the play.
Harris with a nice little read there on that read option. Gets a couple extra yards. But still 3rd and longer than they would like it to be.
Scoreboard says 3rd and 8. We'll go with 3rd and 8. I actually thought he picked up a couple extra yards on that play, but they marked him right down at the 42. So that will be 3rd and 8. Beavers need to pick up a first down here. Minute left to go here in the third quarter. Jed Harris looks back, he fires, and he finds a receiver. Excuse me, I almost said Kate Dutton. Hamlin Tolley picks that one up, makes one man miss, and gets himself out of bounds right at the 43-yard line of the Beavers.
Nice job there by Tolley again, knowing where that marker is. I think the Beavers might have gotten away with someone leaning forward a little bit early on that play, but nonetheless, the flag doesn't come out, and the Beavers are on the right side of the 50 in enemy territory now.
Beavers don't want any more laundry on the ground, because every time the laundry comes out, it seems to hurt them, especially in the second half here. So, but I think you're right. I think they may have gotten away with a possible false start there. But 1st and 10, ball on the 43, or 43, excuse me. 25 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Beavers trailing by 11. Looking to get something going here. Jed Harris gets the shotgun snap. He's looking down the middle. He throws it. There is just contact all over the place, but no penalty thrown on that one, and the intended target was Jaden Beeman Santos.
Yeah, and I'm okay with a no call right there. I played defense, so maybe I lean a little more towards the defenders. It was good coverage there by Ware. Kind of felt like it wasn't a lot of pass interference, too. I think it's kind of intent to interfere with the receiver. If it's kind of bumping a guy because you're getting into position and making a play, I'm okay with no call.
Well, I agree with you on that one. I didn't think it was. I just saw the contact, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. 15 seconds to go here in the third. Nathan Crawford gets the ball in the backfield, finds a hole, spins it out there, and gets himself down to the 29-yard line. Ball came out, but the ball was down. I believe it was down, and the referees also believe that ball was down. Good run by Nathan Crawford.
Yeah, great job by him spinning out. We can take another look here and see if he was down on that play. But really spinning off that contact to get those extra yards, and you can see and gets you 5 or 6 extra yards. Yeah, it looks like that ball came out when he hit the ground, and you could see they scooped it up from right where he went down.
And that's going to be the final play here of the third quarter. So we'll come back with the fourth quarter, and the Beavers trailing this game by 11.
Got dragged there, and I didn't. He's an actor. Oh crap! Who cares? You got the rest of your life to be, serious. But
Just tweet it out and then don't
And
really
then run
respond.
away.
Yeah.
No, I think it happens to some of us. Maybe it sounds a little personal to you, but
I'm not. I didn't want me.
yeah,
to
I don't
sound
know.
that
It just
way.
maybe sounds like that. 'cause I
Generally,
know
Again, you're a very bright guy.
Yeah.
You see right into
Right
my
through
soul,
you.
my friend. That's why I have so many jobs, because people think I'm funny when they're driving home.
Fourth quarter action here from I almost said it. Fourth quarter action from ARC Stadium.
They don't play a lot of fourth quarters at McBean.
No, they don't. I didn't say it. Nobody knew it except you. Jet Harris in the shotgun. He hands this one off to Nathan Crawford, and he finds a hole on the left side. And they forced him out of bounds just shy of the first down marker. There is some laundry on the field, though, so we'll have to wait to see what happens with that. But that looks like that was a gain of 9 by Nathan Crawford.
Yeah, and again, we see that shiftiness of Crawford, and I thought he might have stepped out because I thought either that or he didn't know where the goal line was because he slowed up. But it looks like this one might be coming back with the position of where that flag is and the fact that the Beavers don't look very excited.
So we do have a holding. It's going to move the ball back 5 yards.
This is big, too, because that moves you out of field goal position.
Absolutely. You still have the first down, though, so it should be 1st and 15. But ball is now on the 40. So that just changes everything for the Beavers. They were moving that ball very nicely down the field and kind of brought to a halt there with that holding penalty. But it'll look to get things started here. Fourth quarter action. Down by 11 are the Beavers. Jet Harrison hands it to Nathan Crawford. Again, bounces off a couple tackles, breaks a couple tackles. Looks like he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Well, the new line of scrimmage, back to the 40, so no loss on the play.
And I know Crawford's made a lot of plays happen by bouncing outside and kind of shifting around. I think sometimes, too, though, with a young player, you got to recognize when you just need to kind of turn your head down and go upfield and know when, bouncing around is not going to really result in any extra yards. I think that's one where he might have been a little better off just going upfield fighting for 3 or 4 more yards.
Well, that one's tough because he actually was a loss of 2 on the play, so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 22. Got an uncovered receiver down here, and he does look over the middle, and he does find his guy, and that's Joshua Forbach.
And we've waited to see these tight ends get to be a part of it, and finds big Joshua Forbach there for the first down. And we were talking between the quarters, seeing Jet Harris would like to see him get tight ends involved more, like to see him unleash the arm a little bit more, and we saw it right there.
Absolutely, and they're doing the hurry-up offense here. Ball on the 18. Handoff goes to Nathan Crawford, and he picks up about 3 yards.
And that's one where, hey, maybe he hurt us right there, because sometimes you see him bounce that out. I think that was a good call to just put your shoulder down and run up, get the positive yards while you can.
Absolutely. Zaire Eastman coming in, taking the place of Nathan Crawford. And then also Elijah Gutierrez coming back in.
I think that's the first time we've seen him in this half, and I think it might be the first time since the first quarter.
Since the first quarter, and actually Eastman, who went running out there, has come running off the field. So looks like Elijah Gutierrez is back in the backfield. He had a nice start to the game. I thought he was running pretty well, but haven't heard his name much since. So 2nd and 8, ball on the 16-yard line. This is a keeper. And Harris is taken down after picking up about a yard. Gets that ball at the 15.
Looks like that charge was led defensively by number 41 for the Giants, which is Fahem Bostic, Florida product. And one thing we've seen a lot with this Sequoia's roster, a lot of out-of-state guys. You don't always see that in California JUCO ball. But
absolutely.
It's an impressive thing. It's a testament to the program and to the recruiting that they're able to do.
Well, they specifically went out and tried to recruit a completely new class because they lost the majority of their sophomores last year. So looks like they've done a pretty good job. Here's 3rd and 7. Ball is completed over the middle and dropped. I don't know how it's completed and dropped, but that's exactly what happened there. Frank Curry dropped that ball. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, it looks like he had it going down to the ground, but the ground causes that. And the Beavers are going to have to settle for 3 here, which we now know is not a guarantee, but a big 3, because if they get this makes it a one-possession game once again.
Well, Cam Smith is a tremendous kicker and kicked really well, but I may have jinxed him his last time up there, so I'm just going to let Cam Smith do the talking for the Beavers. Low snap, kick is up, and the kick is through. So 11 now to an 8-point lead. Do the Giants have over the Beavers?
We do have a flag.
And we have laundry, huh?
Now this is interesting, because if it's an offside call, that is enough to make you want to go for it, but do you take those points? And I think that's a smart thing to do.
Coach O said, you know what, I appreciate you, but I'm not biting. We'll take the points, and we'll take the 13-21 score on the board. So with 12:06 here to go in the 4th quarter, the Beavers are trailing by essentially a point, or a score and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, now you need to find a way to make a stop, and I do like this call to keep those points there. I think if you were in that 3rd quarter still down by 2 scores, you have the luxury of maybe trying to do this, but now the points are at a premium because you're racing against the clock too.
Yeah.
So finding a way, you're only going to get maybe 1 or 2 more possessions in this game, so finding a way to make this a one-possession game kind of increases your ability to, or your margin of error that you have in this. But now again, you've seen your playmakers on defense. You need them to step up right here. You need that big sack. You need to find a way to force a turnover, that big pass breakup, and you need to find a way to get off the field on 3rd down and keep this momentum that you were able to kind of get a little bit of right there.
Absolutely. How important do you think that this drive right here is for the ARC Beavers on defense to keep the Giants from crossing even midfield at this point? They got to get some momentum.
I think this might be this is probably the most important drive of the game for both teams right here, because if you're Sequoias, I mean, this can really just break their back if you find a way to put points up here. And if you're the Beavers, finding a way to get this ball back, keeping it a one-possession game could really be the difference of winning or losing.
So Marshall Sanders is back deep, and Caden Dawes, it looked like. I might be wrong. Nope, I am wrong on that one. But it is over to Marshall Sanders. He gets it. He's running it out. He started right around the 3. He gets it out past the 25 and comes down right near the 29-yard line to get things started for College of Sequoias.
A nice return right there to start this drive for Sequoias. Anytime you're starting your drive closer to the 30 than to the 20, you are feeling good about it.
Well, that just means you're a little bit closer to the end zone, right?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I guess anytime you're starting, you could really kind of argue that for any yard line, I guess.
Okay.
If you're starting closer to the 40 than the 30, you're feeling good.
There it is. There it is. I have jokes. They're just not good. So
I tell my wife that a lot.
First and 10 for the Giants. They're on the far hash. Three wide receivers down here on the bottom of your screen. And the quick pass, but nobody was paying any attention.
And he was looking for Armbruster there, I believe. He could have been looking for number 0 as well.
Yeah, you had Marshall Sanders down there, you had Gentles, and you had Armbruster, but not one of the three guys turned around to pick that ball up.
And I really think that, that's kind of the second time we've seen a game or a play where two guys were in the same spot, and maybe one of them probably shouldn't have been there.
Yeah, the last time it happened, it went through two receivers' hands, in and out of their hands, and dropped a touchdown pass potentially for the Giants. So we got second down and 10. 12 minutes to go here in regulation. Marshall Sanders goes out in motion. And that ball is tipped at the line and goes incomplete. Connor Merwise was the intended receiver there. But defense for the Beavers broke that one up quickly.
Yeah, Hakeem Reynolds kind of led the charge there, and then it looked like Mason Kelly as well, kind of adding some of the pressure. But Reynolds was kind of the one that really broke through that line at first. You could tell by some of the reactions up here, too. I think that lining up wasn't what they wanted, and they snapped the ball before they wanted to. And
well, keeping in mind that Peyton Fager, this is his rookie campaign. This is his first start of the year, and you're playing with a top 5 defense in the ARC Beavers right now, so maybe they're getting to him just a little bit. 3rd and 10. Looking for Gentles out there, and he overthrows Gentles and almost throws himself into an INT.
Brent Green, the defensive back out of Dixon, another name that got some playing time last year due to some injuries. We have a lot of standing around.
And we got laundry on the field. Right around the 30-yard line over by the Sequoias sideline. So we'll have to wait and see what that was. I didn't see anything. Then again, I was following the ball.
And hearing someone say a flag on the coach. We'll see if it was a sideline warning or an unsportsmanlike. The fact that they're meeting tells me it might be more than a sideline warning.
Yeah, generally speaking, sideline warning comes out pretty quickly and fairly easy. Nobody really But this is a little bit of a conversation. This could be something else.
And this is big, too, because if it's an unsportsmanlike penalty or something like that, that's 15 yards. And now all of a sudden that's putting you in a position where you could be starting this drive in Giant territory right here.
Absolutely. Well, it's an illegal formation on the Giants.
And unfortunately,
so after the play. So you do have an unsportsmanlike play after the dead ball as well.
And if you're the Beavers, I mean, I know you've given up a lot of 3rd and longs right here, and this one's another long one, but you're also kind of panicking a little bit because you're almost like, can we just take that penalty or decline it so we can get the ball back?
I want the ball back right now.
Not necessarily wanting them getting another shot at it.
Well, this is going to be.
I wonder if Coach O's trying to plead that a little bit.
I imagine he would be. Why wouldn't you? I mean, most of the time you are able to decline those penalties.
I do believe a procedural penalty, though, like an illegal formation, is not declinable. But then again, what do I know? Because this is.
Well, I believe it was because of the dead ball foul. So the initial motion could be declined, but the dead ball personal foul is going to be assessed. And that's what I'm hearing up here in the booth. That's what we're kind of seeing down there on the field. But that's going to, regardless, going to bring up 4th down. Oh, and he finally does. He declines the. Okay, here we go. So he's declined the motion. They are tacking on the personal foul. And it is now 4th down and approximately 22 yards to go.
I like to think that you counted every single little hash mark on the line there.
I tried
to get that 22.
I tried. So we're at 25. So it's 4th and 25. So they're going to kick the ball away. The Beavers, again, doing the exact thing that they wanted to do, and that's try to get a defensive stop here.
And I wouldn't expect to see a lot of pressures from this here. You don't want to rough the punter, give a first down. Let's get this ball. You're going to get good field position already.
Absolutely. So the punt is away, and it's about a 20-yard punt straight up in the air. And that is downed by the Giants right there at the 32-yard line of their side of the field. That is a horrible punt by the Giants, but tremendously good luck for the Beavers.
Yeah, and you saw the Beavers just scatter there like all of us did in this press box when we saw some of the Wasps in here. They just all got away from that ball. The last thing you want to do is have that bounce off a heel or something like that of an unsuspecting player and give the ball back.
That's a tough one right there because, you know, your football team on both offense and defense for the Giants have been playing really well today. And to have a punt like that only goes about 15 yards and really puts the offense in a good position, that's just tough for a team to swallow. So 1st and 10 for the Beavers. Ball's placed at the 32. Jet Harris in the shotgun. Got a run down here to the right side and a break in. A couple of tackles by Nathan Crawford, and he's able to pick up, let's call it 1.
Yeah, a couple Giants came flying in there, and Crawford was able to be shifty, and it looks like we've got another cramping situation.
That looks like Crawford, actually. It does look like Crawford is down right now. I hope it's a cramp, but it does look like he's holding his hip a little bit as well. But they are stretching him out. So, like we talked about, man, hydration, hydration, hydration. First game, you're going to have these issues. You know what's going to happen. But that's why they have the depth that they have. You know, Hakeem Anderson, Zaire Eastman, Nathaniel Crawford, Elijah Gutierrez. They got other guys too, Brandon Ward, Jordan Caffrey, and Caleb Hill. They got a lot of depth at the running back position this year.
And if you want to know how good the depth is at the running back position, Nathan Crawford was a starter at 12 Bridges their first 2 varsity seasons. His backup was Braden Ward, and Braden Ward came in and just set the world on fire last year. I think he had close to 40 touchdowns. He was one of the state's leader in rushing yards. Really helped will that team to a NorCal title and state championship game. So that goes to show how good the depth at running back is here, is that Braden Ward is a guy that we haven't even seen come in yet.
Not yet.
And he's backing up guys that are doing what they're doing out here today. So that's a credit to the recruiting that we see, and I think we're going to continue to see that type of talent here at this level of football because with the new NCAA rules where player or eligibility in JUCO doesn't count against your NCAA eligibility. We're going to see a lot more talent starting to come. Transfer portal, schools are getting guys that are a little more proven, so maybe some of that D1 caliber talent's going to the local community college instead of going on to D1 schools.
And we love to see it here. Just really quickly wrapping that up, Hamlin Tolley was the injured Beaver that came off the field, so it was not I don't know who I said, but it was it was Tolley who ended up coming off. So, 2nd down, 9 to go, ball on the 31. Judd Harris has thrown this one in the middle, wide open, and unable to secure it is Demarion Williams. Demarion was wide open. There was actually 2 guys over there. There was Frank Curry also, but Williams was there. He had the opportunity, and it looked like the ball went right through his hands.
And if we take another look at that, it looked like Williams and Curry were both right there, and he's going to want this one back. It's like he split both of them. Both of them beat their defenders, and it's like neither of them knew. I don't know if he was going for Curry or Williams right there, but it ends up landing in no man's land.
That's a tough one for the Beavers right there. They got third down, 9 to go here. Got to get to about the 22-yard line to pick up the 1st down here. Jet Harris steps back, is looking to throw the ball, finally does throw the ball, and then he throws that one low and incomplete. Unable to secure that one is, does that say Saheed Polite?
No, I believe that was Eric Phillips right there that he
16?
was looking for. 18.
Oh, 18. All right. That makes more sense because Saheed is a defensive back, but defensive backs, they can play wide receiver, right?
I mean, we've seen stuff like that. You know, it's not the most uncommon thing in the world, but this is another interesting situation. I think you have to go for this right now for the Beavers, and it looks like that's what they're doing.
They have to go for this one. There's only just under 11 minutes to go in this one. They're trailing by a score and a 2-point conversion right now, so they got to make something happen here on 4th down. And I hear the whistles blown. I see some laundry out there. Then we got a delay of game.
And that's what you don't want now. You're already at a 4th and long. Now you're at a 4th and longer, and you're still in a situation where you need 4 down territory. And this opens up what you can do a lot more if you are Sequoias on defense, because you don't necessarily need to just stop them from getting to the sticks. You can start trying to gain some yardage back.
There can be a big difference between 4th and 9 and 4th and 14, and we're about to figure that out right here. Ball's on the 36. Jet Harris in the shotgun. Gets the snap. He's looking up top, and he lets this ball rip, and there he's got a man open up top and broken up nicely by the College of Sequoia Giants defender over there.
Cannon Coffee right there getting a paw in there. Let's take another look at that. Great timing on this, a great read. He had him beat, and you just see Coffee come in right here with that mitt, batting that ball away, taking away a first down. And Sequoias with a massive, massive stop. A giant stop,
A giant stop, some might say. Sequoia is, they pick up the ball. The Beavers turn it over on down, so it's 1st and 10 for the Giants at their own 36-yard line. Peyton Faker back in there, the freshman. 6'5" freshman. He definitely stands out back there. Ball's handed off to Smith, and he goes right up the middle with it, and he picks up about 4.
And this is where you turn a guy like Smith loose and basically say, put the nail in the coffin right here, try to pound them into submission, and I expect that we're going to see a little bit of that on this drive.
Well, the Beavers do have 3 timeouts left to go, but time is against them now, so definitely this is an important stand for the ARC Beavers defense. Rolling out to the right and throwing is Faker, and he throws that one incomplete. Marshall Sanders unable to hold on to that ball. Looked like he had it in his hands when he went to the ground, but the ball came out incomplete.
Yeah, and the everlasting debate of what's a catch and not a catch, but I think the ground kind of jarred that one loose. I don't think he fully had control of it. Good play call, though. They put Singh in motion. Remember last time they did that, they got him the ball, and I think the Beavers honed in on that, which opened up another man for the Giants there.
So Peyton Faker's got his guys in the huddle. And they break the huddle. Flaring out is Marshall Sanders up top. And going in motion is Javeer Singh. Faker rolls out and throwing all the way down the field. Beautiful catch by Dante Gentles. That was an absolutely gorgeous over-the-shoulder catch over the defender to stay in bounds and move this right into ARC territory.
And I think they're going to go with a hurry up here, so I don't think we'll be able to take another look at that. But what a play right there. That was a huge one right there. They're setting up, and looks like an injured player on the field. But great coverage there, too, by Jamari Gentry, and an even better ball by Faker as he finds Gentles for a big gain.
Absolutely. Beautiful catch by Gentles. It was a nice route by Gentles, but I thought it was fairly well covered by ARC, but it's just a better throw by Peyton Faker.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to tip your cap to the other guy. There's not a ton that you can do when you're in great coverage like that, and a great ball by Faker right there, rolling out of the pocket, facing some pressure. I tell you what, this guy's not playing like a freshman.
No, he is absolutely not playing like a freshman, and we were talking about maybe him having a little bit of the pressure get to him in the second half. You got a little bit of a lead. You're playing a top right now, ranked 5th in the Big 8, right, against ARC. So you thought maybe that would get into his head a little bit, or anything. It has not seemed to fluster him one bit today.
Yeah, it's a tall order to go on the road against a state-ranked team, especially. I mean, I know Visalia's in the Valley too. They get some heat too, but
oh yeah,
on the road, 3-4 hour trip, and he's making the most of this opportunity. He's looked good so far, and if you're College of Sequoias, you are excited about what you have seen from Faker today.
Well, if you got Faker throwing the ball the way he's throwing it, and you got guys like Armburster, Gentles, Sanders, as far as receivers are concerned, you got to feel really good about what you got going on for the rest of the year.
Definitely. I mean, as well as he's played, I think a lot of this credit does go to some of the weapons. They've made some great plays.
You bet. So 1st and 10 here, 9:43 to go here in the fourth quarter. Giants are leading this one. Ball's on the 28-yard line. Turning hands off to Smith, and he runs up to the right, runs into some Beaver defenders and picks up about 3.
I think they're going to rely a little more on Smith now, too. Remember, a field goal makes this a 2-possession game, so these couple yards matter because at this level, 40-something yard field goal isn't necessarily a guarantee. You're the Beavers, you can still salvage this.
So 2nd and 7. Faker in the backfield with Smith. Looks like he's dropping back to pass. He does pass, and he had a man wide open, but threw it behind him. Wide open was Singh over there on the right side, right around the 10-yard line, but he just threw it too far behind him.
Yeah, and Christopher Butters coming in, blitzing from the corner position right there. I think he made Faker throw that ball a little earlier than he wanted to. He had the man wide open, but that pressure, I think, kind of got to him a little bit there.
So feeling the pressure and releasing the ball a little bit late is Faker, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 7. 9 minutes to go here. Beavers defense needs a stop. They bring the blitz package and the dump off from Faker, and there's a completion, but a loss of 1. Completion was good to Jaquil Smith, but he is unable to get anywhere with it.
Yeah, and that pressure was coming up the middle. That was brought on by Hakeem Reynolds. He's timed that perfectly. Then Mason Kelly with the tackle, but that play was really made by the pressure that Reynolds was able to provide up the middle. I'll tell you what, edge rushers are a big thing, but being able to find a guy that can get you that interior pressure, that can fluster a quarterback a lot more than a guy coming off the edge.
And you absolutely saw, and you saw it right there. I mean, when you got some guy 6 foot, 200 pounds flying into your face, you're going to think twice about it, I guarantee you, and he absolutely did there. So we are not going for the field goal. They're going to do the short punt, and it makes sense to me with the distance that they've garnered so far in the punting department. So this I don't think this is abnormal.
Yeah, and I think this delay of game might be an intentional delay of game to give them a little more room. When it was where it was earlier, I was thinking at first maybe this is a situation where you want to see if you could get them to
jump.
See if you can maybe get them to jump or see if you can run a fake. But now with where you're at, I think this is going to be a punt and try to pin them deep and force them to go 90-something yards to tie this game.
Well, I guarantee you that right now Matt Garza is trying to get this ball a little bit further than he got it last time. Net yardage on that last one may have been 18 yards. So great, great movement by the defense for ARC, getting all the way up in his face. But the ball goes into the end zone, and that's going to come out. And the Beavers are going to have a fresh set of downs here with 7 minutes, 56 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter.
And I don't know what was more impressive on that last punt, the fact that Garza got that off with the pressure, the fact that no Beavers touched him for a penalty, or the fact of how close that got to the goal line with the backspin on it. I mean, that was an inch away from being one of the best punts you could have possibly had.
He very well could have had them down inside of the 1-yard line with that kick. Unfortunately, it did cross the goal line, and but just barely. It was a good kick. Definitely an upgrade from the last one.
And, I mean, you're still asking this Beaver offense that's been stagnant in the second half to go 80 yards. Here.
Yes, you are. And they are about to do that right now with Jet Harris in the shotgun. Got a Curry in motion. And this is a flip out to a Curry, but he is hit right at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
And I sound like a broken record, but Pana Tupatala again flying up. He's been tremendous in pass coverage here. Read that perfectly, saw the man in motion, and flew in to make a play, pinning his ears back. Another great play from the linebacker.
He might be working his way up. I know we already gave him the All-State All-Hands play of the game, right? He might just be the player of the game.
I mean, what's so impressive about him is he's able to cover guys in the passing game, but the way the physicality and tenacity he plays with on the defensive end, too. I mean, he's really just been a menace and a headache for the Beavers today.
It's been impressive to watch for sure. Now ball moved over to the near hash. Beavers 2nd and 10. They got 80 yards to go to try to get themselves right back into this game. Jet Harris takes it, throws this one. He's got a receiver, and they've got feet tangled all up over there, and there's some laundry on the field. Demarion Williams, the wide receiver, the intended target for Jet Harris.
Yeah, and they're going to get Cassidy Bowling Banks for a bump here. We'll take a look at this play. But when that ball was in the air, he gives him just a little nudge that I think caused these feet to get tangled up right here. It's not a ton, but enough contact to draw the flag, especially as that one goes incomplete.
I guarantee you the Giants sideline does not agree with that. They were jumping up and down when that laundry came out. But you saw just the push on the shoulder. I think that was enough to get the call.
And that's a big one, too, because that is going to give the Beavers a first down, and you'll take the free yards where you can get, especially when you're completing passes for 0 yards because of the linebacker play from Sequoias.
Absolutely, yeah. Unable to complete passes right now, but they are moving the ball downfield. They'll take the free 15. They got 1st and 10 at the 35 now. Just under 7 minutes to go here in regulation. Jed Harris looks like he's going to try to run, and he does, but he kind of got stonewalled up against one of his own linemen, and then falls down and picks up about 3.
And he had a big hit right there from Christian Markham, who came kind of flying and hit him from behind. He's able to fall forward, but you don't love seeing your quarterback take a shot like that.
Jed Harris, the clock continuing to run. It's not in the Beavers' favor here.
And you don't necessarily need to be running, but you need a little sense of urgency here because you might not get that many more chances.
2nd and 7. Looking left. Here comes the rush, and he's asked to get rid of that ball and get it out before he takes a sack.
And a good job there. I think they were trying to let that play develop a little bit more, but good coverage right there. And Harris is able to get that ball away, live to fight another down, but now 3rd and manageable, but 3rd and not what you wanted, we'll call it.
Yeah, 3rd and not what you wanted is exactly what I would go with there. 7, 5 and shorter is, in my book, is always manageable. It's when you get beyond that 5-yard mark that just makes it that much more unreliable. But they got to do it, and this is 4-down territory, I think, with the amount of time that's left on this clock. So
I think it's an interesting decision because you still have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout.
Let's see what happens. He gets the snap. He looks down. He's got a receiver, but he throws it into coverage and is intercepted by Wendell Ware.
That's Ware's 2nd interception of the game. We do have a flag in the backfield, and the celebration seems to have stopped from Sequoias, which makes me think this one could be coming back.
Do we have some roughing the passer? The flag came out in that backfield in that area. I'm not certain, though, as to what the call might be, so we will wait for...
Looks like a roughing the passer, and I think too much time has gone back. I don't think we're able to look at it yet, but that was a tough break right there. Sequoias now a couple plays when you give up the first down on the PI, which I think was the right call, but then that's a tough one right there. We are able to look. Coming in, I mean, had to be something
had to have been after
after
the ball was released.
Maybe a block that shouldn't have gone, but that would have been after the pick.
But the Beavers get it, and they'll take it. 1st and down with the ball on their 47 now with 6 minutes to go here.
You have to capitalize on the free yardage here.
Still looking for a completion here in this drive. A run down there by Nathan Crawford, able to pick up a few yards.
Given where that flag sailed in from, let's give a compliment to that referee's arm because he's still got it, but given where that went in, where the run ended, I'm going to guess that we got a hold there where a block was, and this one might be coming back.
We also have a guy down. That's Wendell Ware, defensive back for the Giants.
And we're hearing Ware might be banged up after the tackle. He went in with his head down. They're squirting some water on him, but hopefully this is nothing too serious here.
Yeah,
Ware's had a great game so far.
He's had a great game for the Giants so far.
It's looking like it might just be a stinger the way he's acting.
Yeah. Now he's taken the water bottle himself, so I think he might be all right. So, all right, well, it's good to see him back up and on his feet for everybody involved. Always want to see everybody from both sides of the teams to start and finish the game healthy.
Absolutely. And, as much as we've talked about Tupatala, Ware has been really a dominant force in that secondary. And that 6'3" frame, again, it's almost like having a receiver down there with a defensive mind. He had the interception on the tip with the long return. He almost had an interception there before that one gets called back. So this would be a big piece of their secondary that they're missing if he is out even for a couple plays.
Well, the secondary definitely looks good for the College of Sequoia, and I'm not sure that they knew what they were going to have with the amount of freshmen that they had coming in this year, but I think they've got to be really pleased with what they're seeing so far. So should be first and 11. Zaire Eastman is in there. Hand off to Eastman. He's taking the ball. He's going to run around the left side, and he finds himself a little hole, picks up about 5.
And that's why you want a little change of pace guy like Eastman. He gets a stiff arm, puts the shoulder down, keeps those legs of Crawford fresh, and a nice little change of pace. But look for him to make the most of his opportunity. 5'7", 175. He can hide behind a line. That's small and shifty.
That's what I was just about to say. 5'7", 175. Man, you can kind of sneak in through the holes back there. I like that. So, yeah, it was really nice to see the change of pace. And Zaire coming out. And looking at the spot. Yep, so 2nd and 5. 5:30 and counting here in the 4th quarter. Some big shifts at the line, and looks like there's going to be a timeout called. And there is a timeout called by the College of the Sequoias. So they're going to take a quick timeout, and we're not. We're just going to sit right here, and I'm going to talk to Jordan and be like, man, you didn't expect this after halftime, did you?
You didn't expect this, but what a game we've got. I mean, this is, 3 years in a row now we get a barn burner.
Absolutely.
On opening night. I know the first year we got the Beavers kicking a 50-something yard field goal that bounced off the crossbar and whatnot to win. Last year you get the stunner. I believe it was Fresno City came in here.
That's right.
And stunned them on opening weekend. Now Sequoias with a big upset bid right here. And I'll tell you what, maybe an upset in the rankings, but you watch this Sequoias team play from their quarterbacks to their defense. I mean, this is a Sequoias team that's ready to make some noise.
Oh, absolutely. And I think you talked about it earlier. I think we've talked about it several times. The recruitment that the Sequoia did this year in bringing in so much talent from all over the United States. I mean, they didn't stick to just Central California or Southern California. They've got guys in from all over the place, really, I think, filling some really good holes for them.
Definitely. And the guys they did bring in from that Central Valley, I mean, Clovis East type of guys. Tulare Union, another great program down there. Central East, a lot of these programs that consistently produce great players, they're keeping them home, and that's huge.
Well, they're loving playing right now, and they're happy with the 21-13 lead. Here we go. Ball's on the 43. Fakes the handoff, looking. And Jet throws another interception. And who gets the interception?
What a play. Pana Tupatala. You'd think with how many times I've called his name, I don't get tripped up over it, but Tupatala, another pick. Let's take another look at that right here if we are able to. Again, just reads this one perfectly, jumps in front of that ball, and then another long return for him.
So the defense has absolutely come to play for the Giants today.
Absolutely. I mean, it's no matter how this game ends, you've got to give a Player of the Game award to him for just what he's done. I think he leads the team in tackles today. 2 interceptions, a pick 6, a long return. I mean, what a day for the freshman. I believe freshman.
Well,
freshman.
The defense is helping the offense out for sure today. The Giants have the ball on the 43-yard line with 5 minutes and 12 seconds left to go. Of course, the handoff goes to Jaquil Smith. You expect that. They're going to try to be running some clock here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a 4-minute offense here. If you're the Sequoias, right now the first downs are more important than touchdowns on this drive.
That's going to bring up 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8 to be exact. Peyton Faker coming back from the sideline where he picked up the call from his head man over there. Jaquil Smith still in the backfield with him. Got 2 wide receivers split out here to the left, one up top to the right. They're looking to throw. And complete to Dante Gentles, and he's trying to break some tackles. He stays in bounds, and he picks up a first down.
The Beavers looked like they were trying to blitz Jamari Gentry right there from the D-back position, and that allowed Gentles to get free right there underneath because they had the man coverage on the other side. Good job reading these coverages and picking them apart by Faker.
Yeah, Peyton Faker has not played like a freshman at all. I'd love to go back and maybe watch some film of him when he played in high school for Kennedy Catholic. I got a feeling he's been doing this for a while, and I don't think this is much different than what he did when he left his senior year in high school.
I'm with you.
First and 10 here, 3:49 to go. Handoff goes to Smith. He takes it up the gut, jumps over one tackle, and then is brought down right there at the 25-yard line.
How about the pull block from Chad Houghton? The 6'6", 341 freshman out of the Bronx, New York.
I was waiting
playing
for
with
him.
that Bronx attitude right there. Finishing 2 blocks right there. I know it was a mild gain, but man, he was paving the way.
He's a big fella, and I've been waiting for his name to come out all day because when I was doing my pregame, work on I looked at him, I looked at his stats and went, dude, we're going to be talking about him all day. He's the biggest guy out there, but he's not the biggest guy. Second down and 9. Hand off to Smith. Little stutter steps up in the backfield. Goes right down the middle and brings that ball to the 20-yard line.
You know, we talked about this offensive line there. This is where they're going to shine. They don't have the numbers of all the guys trying to, mark them down, but they've been tremendous in this game, especially in the second half, keeping their quarterback clean and really kind of setting the tone. This is where that big line gets to shine.
Absolutely. Well, they're doing their job today, that's for sure. I'm wondering how many of those guys are freshmen. 3rd and 3. So Laundry hit the field, and then somebody hit my ears so hard I still can't breathe. But it's all good. The whole thing shakes, just so we know. But, yeah, regardless of what happened, we got Laundry on the field, offsides on the defense. So it worked out. It actually worked out.
I think they were hard counting, see if they could get the free yards, and that's where you got to be disciplined right there. If you're the Beavers, an unforced error that you didn't need to make. And, I mean, there's a world where you may not get the ball back here if you're the Beavers, or you might get it back down 2 scores with the game out of reach.
Well, we're just about to that 2-minute timeout thing that we talked about earlier that you don't like so much. But ball on the 16. And it looks like Faker, he didn't want to fake that, but he ended up faking it, and he is tackled. And it looked like he was down before that ball came out, but even if it didn't, it was recovered over there by the Giants.
Yeah, Faker faked himself out. Let's take another look at that. I think that ball, you're right, he did pop out afterward. But a little spin around, gets it, goes through, jukes out the D lineman, spinning move, and then great pickup there, turning something or making something out of nothing.
Well, Jaquil Smith was just on the wrong side, or Faker turned the wrong direction when that handoff happened, because that was the big miss. But he turned something into turned nothing into something. So that was pretty good there. So we got another timeout on the field.
I think this one might be the 2-minute timeout right here because 1:55 left on the clock.
So we are at And we are keeping the game clock at 1:50. I was wondering if he was going to roll it back 5 seconds to the 2 minutes. So we're going to keep it right here at 1:55. And, boy, I think we kind of need to catch our breath. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll be right back after this. The Beavers are trailing this one 13-21 with 1:55 left to go.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg.
All right, so the 2-minute timeout, I'm using air quotes, is done now. 1:55 left on the clock. 2nd down and 7. Ball on the 13-yard line. The Giants are driving. Smith comes into the backfield. Faker looks. He actually is going to throw that throws it into traffic, which I'm not sure he really wanted to do that, but it goes incomplete, in and out of the hands of number 45, Alec Hahn, the tight end.
We can credit that incompletion to the pressure applied by Bray there. Gave him a little bump. I think Faker wanted the flag there, but I don't think it was quite late enough for it, and threw that into a lot of traffic, and the Beavers almost got bailed out right there because that bounced through, I think, a couple sets of hands and could have very well ended up snagged by a blue jersey.
Absolutely. 2 timeouts remaining for the Beavers. 3 timeouts remaining for the Giants. Ball's down there at the 13-yard line. And I brought up the timeouts because I knew somebody was going to call a timeout. And timeout is being called by the Giants, so we'll just keep it right here. Looking up at that score, a minute 50 left to go, 13-21. Beavers are down. What do you got to do, Jordan, if you're Coach O on the sidelines right now? What do you got to tell these guys? How do you get them? How do you keep the score right here?
Well, I think the biggest thing right now is don't allow a first down. You got to think they are probably going to keep this on the ground because if you're Sequoias, I think the message is don't be crazy, right here. Just be conservative because a field goal makes this a 2-possession game. So the biggest battle right now for the Beavers is they're going to be conservative. They're not going to take a risk. So you need to find a way to make a play right here, get this ball loose somehow, get something going, or make it a tougher field goal than it needs to be. And then, when you get into this field goal, do whatever you can. Try to ice this kicker, bring pressure, see if you can find a way to get out of this with a 1-score game because a field goal here effectively ends it.
Well, you heard it from the football guru as far as Stone's Broadcast Networks is concerned. That's Jordan telling us exactly what needs to happen here, and I think you're probably right on the money with this. But I am interested to see what they do here on this 3rd and 7 call. And it's a pass. And that's in there for what could be a first down. Marshall Sanders with the beautiful hands grab. And he hits the turf, and I see a 4th down marker just flipped up over there on the sideline, and I'm waiting for somebody to tell me otherwise.
I think they're going to measure this, but if that's a first down, that is a gutsy play call right there from the Giants, and it paid off in a big way if this ends up being a first down. And if it's a 4th down, you have an interesting decision here because, again, I like the aggressive football. I like the smash mouth style. And like I said earlier, if you can't get a first down on 4th and 1 or less, you didn't deserve the football in the first place. But with where you're at on the field on that hash mark, that's a tough kick to kind of swing around for a kicker, especially with a right-legged kicker.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there might be an avenue to where you look at going for this instead of kicking a field goal, even if you know that it's going to be a 2-possession game, because if you shank this field goal, and it's a tough one to make when you pull like that, you could be in some trouble. And, going for it might be the smarter choice.
Well, and all depends on where it gets marked, right? So because if you come in, you kick a field goal, you're moving seven yards back from that spot at least, right?
It looks like he is going to be a little bit short.
He is a couple of inches short. He's calling it 6 inches short. I'm calling it 3, and I'm not even down there.
Yeah.
But he is so close to having the first down. So you're right. This brings up a very interesting call, and I kind of I'm always been along the lines of you have the lead and you're this far down, you go for this on 4th down. Even if you don't get it, you've now pinned them with 97 some odd yards to have to travel to get that score and 2-point conversion.
I'm with you. I think in almost any other situation, you are kicking the field goal here, making this a 2-possession game. But the angle of this field goal, the fact that you have a right-legged kicker, and with how short this is, I think this is one of those gambles that you got to take, because I think at the end of the day, you get this first down here, this is game over with 1 timeout left.
And I think your offense has shown you already this game that you can trust them on these short yardage ones. And so I think it gives you even that much more confidence if you're the Giants to go ahead and go for this.
And I think the big thing, too, you mentioned, too, a new offensive coordinator for Sequoia. So great chance for him to showcase his abilities right here. Show that you trust your guy and let them go for this.
Yeah, we haven't mentioned Eric Marty since the pregame, but new OC for College of Sequoias, and I know he's very well known in the high school football realms and in the college realms, and even some at the pro level. So, you can tell that he's made an imprint on this game and on this team already this year. So, looks like I don't see a kicker out there, so it looks like they're going to be going for it. We still have conversations with the referees and the coaching staff for the Giants over there on the sideline, but it looks like everybody's finally gotten the information that they were looking for.
And the other thing, too, here, if you're the Beavers, even if they're lining this up, they could very well just be trying to get you to jump off sides. And the last thing you want to do is give this game away because you jumped off sides because you got overly eager. So the biggest thing right here, too, is you got to get your timing right to jump this snap and stuff them. But you also can't be too excited and go and cost your team this game.
Absolutely, because you only have the one timeout left as well. So no matter what you're doing, you're probably burning your timeout here, and it's going to leave no timeouts for the rest of it. And we got a quick run-up snap, and looks like Peyton Faker is able to go over the right tackle. And let's see where they mark it. It looks like the line judge is on the line. It looks like they've got the first down.
Yeah, Peyton Faker surfing and riding the wave of his offensive line right there for what should be a first down and the nail in the coffin of this game. Colin Bray seems to be pointing the other way, but
and that is going to be a first down. So it's first and goal for College of the Sequoias, and that's going to pretty much put a big, beautiful bow on this game for them. I know ARC does still have their one timeout left, but clock is running.
And we'll see if Coach O even decides to use it or.
Well, under 90 seconds here now. We got a taking a knee, and Coach O does use that last timeout.
And I think that's a smart move to make if you're Coach O. I mean, at least, freshman quarterback, he's played lights out this game.
Yep.
Hey, fourth quarter.
Absolutely.
You're a little bit sweaty. Maybe the hands are a little slick. Maybe they drop a snap. I mean, you're kind of gambling now for a mistake on their end. But, I mean, hats off to Peyton Faker. I think, offensive player of the game for the Giants in this one. And then how can you talk about this game without Pana Tuputala and what he has done?
I don't know. How do you when you can't pronounce his name right except for the very last time? Good job, by the way.
I think, he gets us so excited. And it's, a lot of different – it's a fun name to say. You just get excited. You fumble your words a little bit.
That's right.
He probably finds a way to intercept it somehow. And
well, I'm sure he doesn't know how to pronounce your last name either.
I barely know how to pronounce it. I've heard it every possible way.
I've changed it as many times as I can as well.
But
we're going to say goodbye to all of our Sequoia brethren who are up here. We appreciate you guys. Nice meeting you all.
I love that. Around the world, we got the confirmation. So
I love it.
It's impressive to be able to. They were announcing something, but.
Yeah, I heard something being announced, and then I heard nothing. And. 120. So 120 on the game clock.
I like the.
My good buddy Todd's up here. He's complaining that everybody's too loud. So we got to quiet it up here at the booth. But he's got a fresh stool that he gets to sit on. So I'm jealous. Anyway, taking the knee is Peyton Faker.
And we have And the clock has stopped. I guess the Beavers did have two timeouts.
So I guess the Beavers had two timeouts. We only saw one on the board, but they've just been granted another timeout, and that's stopping the clock with 1 minute and 19 seconds left on it. But that should be AR's final timeout of the ball game. And Todd has confirmed that with me, so I feel much better about what I'm saying over here.
But, I mean, we talked about the potential for adding the fourth timeout.
Oh, yeah. What about the fourth timeout? All right, never mind. So it's been a tremendous game. Very, very. You got to figure that regardless of the way the game has turned out, you got to figure that there's been a lot of positives on the Beavers side of the ball, even though the score hasn't turned out the way they wanted it to.
There has been. There were some mistakes that kind of cost them this game. Some of them self-inflicted, some of them just tipping your cap to the talent on the other side of the ball. And, the one thing that's important to remember for the Beavers, we can dive into this too in the post game, but We've seen them start off like this before, and it does not mean that the season is off the rails. They are a team that is more than capable of bouncing back. There's too much talent to not bounce back.
Oh, absolutely.
But this has got to leave a bitter taste, too, knowing that this is 2 years in a row now that you've been upset in your home opener.
Absolutely. And you wanted to get the win over COS because you beat them last year, so you don't want to lose to them today. And there's a high snap. Faker is able to get back to get on it and go down for a loss, but that keeps the clock running now and no way for the Beavers to stop it.
And that is what you were hoping for if you were the Beavers. You
2
almost
snaps
got
ago.
that silver platter right there, but instead, I mean, now you almost have to hope they do it again, and I have to think that Sequoias is going to play this as safe as possible. I don't think they're putting them in the shotgun here.
If they put them in the shotgun, we got to go down there and have a conversation with somebody.
You know, one thing notable here is the play clock is going to end with about 20-something seconds left, so I'm guessing that we're going to see a field goal here to make this a 2-possession game because, I mean, unless they go for this on 4th and goal from the 16-yard line, but I can't imagine they would be thinking that.
Well, they'll take the timeout here, and it'll drop under 30 seconds. So then they can get the ball back with 4th and 16. They can go ahead and hike the ball and run the play. And leave ARC with just a couple of seconds left on the clock?
Pretty much, and I think you got to take the points here because even if you miss it, at least you got it fighting, or at least you got it trying to get these points, and you're leaving them with 20-something seconds left. So
yeah.
It's been an impressive effort for Sequoias, and, the Beavers, kudos to them for still being in this game despite what's gone wrong in the second half. But, I mean, this is one of those where, I think they're not going to have a fun week of practice next week. That's for certain. This can be a little bit of a wake-up call, but I also think a lot of this is a testament to the talent on the other end of the ball.
Oh, absolutely. I think you're 100% right there. And I think what this does – and we've said it before, and we can get a little bit more into it in the postgame. We're not going to have a long postgame, so people, you don't have to worry about not sticking around for the entire thing. But we've seen this in the past, and it's not all that long ago where we've seen something similar to this happen in the first few weeks of the season, and then what happens is the Beavers turn it on. So
I don't know why they're lining up like they're going for this when you can make this a 2-possession game right here. I mean, if you don't get this, you're willingly giving the ball back.
I like I said, I agree, and that's what I thought. But look what they're trying to do. They are trying to go and put a icing on the cake, but they are literally giving the ball back to AR with 21 seconds on the clock. Ball should be at the AR 16 for the offense. So let's just see what Coach O decides to do with 84 yards in front of him.
And this is why you don't write a team off, because you still have a chance on this one. There are a lot of playmakers on this field. Can't imagine Sequoias is going to rush more than 3 players, and 3 might even be pushing it on this. But if you're the Beavers now, I mean, you've got a chance, and that's all you can ask for.
Absolutely. So they got the ball back. They did what they needed to do, and they kept the Giants from scoring. So now they've got maybe 2 shots here. Let's see what they can do with it. 21 seconds and 84 yards to go. And they got a new quarterback in there, and that's going to be Trevor Hargis. So Hargis comes in. The first play that he has, that ball goes incomplete, but there's a flag on the play.
Hargis, a 6'5", 220-pound sophomore out of Whitney High School in Rockland. He was a good quarterback for the Wildcats during his time there. I believe a 2-year varsity starter.
Another big fella, easy to pick out of that lineup down there, 6'5". And we got holding, a holding call on the Beavers, so that does nothing but march them backwards. And now they have 93 yards to go. There's a quick pass over the middle, and it drops incomplete.
A little hesitation there from Hargis on that. I don't know if the timing wasn't quite right, but if you're the Beavers, you were now asking for a miracle here because you got to go 93 yards in 10 seconds with no timeouts. And crazier things have happened, but not often.
And at maximum, you got 2 plays to do it. So with 10 seconds left on the clock, third down here, and Trevor Hargis into the game as quarterback. He gets the shotgun, and he grips and rips that one. And they got a little pitch play, and we got somebody crossing the 40 and out of bounds right around the 44-yard line.
And I think
I
we
see
got to
double
take a look at
zeros
this,
on the
but
clock.
We'll take another look at the replay. I don't know if the clock is going to show, but we'll see when. We'll see. It's not the official clock, but I think there might have been a second or two left. It's like thrown out of bounds right there. That whistle blew with 2 seconds.
So we've got 2 seconds left on the clock up here.
It's not official, but.
And they just called that. Okay, well, hold on. I've heard two people, but I'm looking at a referee looking to spot the ball. And there's a lot of confusion right now.
I mean, he was out of bounds, and there was still time left on the clock, and AR is trying to plead the case for that.
And that is the most unusual way for me to tell you guys that is your ball game. So the Beavers drop this one, 21-13 against the College of Sequoias. We'll be right back with a quick post game after this right here on the Stones Broadcast Networks.
Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Miller.
And we'd like to invite you to come see all that Miller's Ace Hardware has to offer and to give our happy and helpful staff a chance to earn your business.
Whatever project you're working on, from lawn and garden to home repairs, you'll find everything you need at the new Miller's Ace Hardware. Power tools from the best name brands, and one of the largest selections of barbecues and barbecue accessories featuring brands like Traeger, Weber, and Big Green Egg. And if you're looking to freshen things up, visit the paint studio featuring Clark and Kensington, Benjamin Moore, and Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines. Miller's Ace Hardware, where customer and community service meet. Located on the corner of Madison and Fair Oaks, behind the Ferrari building.
Here at Super Taco, we specialize in authentic Mexican food. One of the reasons we are different from other places.
Back for a quick post game right here on Stones Broadcast Networks. Stones McCoy here, Jordan Georgeson. So, a disappointing loss for the Beavers, don't get me wrong, but again, it's game one. You know, you got 11 games to play this year, so you can lose one and not feel too bad, but the Beavers got to be feeling a little bit bad at the way this one ended.
Oh, you've got to have a bitter taste in your mouth from this one because there were so many mistakes that happened that were avoidable that you could have won this game on. We go back to, the keys to this game, and one of the biggest ones was limit the mistakes. You know that they're going to happen because it's the first game of the year, but you need to limit it. In that second half, the mistakes were far too many, and I think that was kind of the difference in this one. We saw that, drive stall out with the missed field goal where there were a couple points left off the board. And a couple times you gave up these long third down conversions, and that was the difference in this one. And then, it could be frustrating that there was some clock, what they feel like is a clock error at the end of it. But at the end of the day, you got yourself into the position that you were in. And I think there's no one to blame but themselves for that. But also a tip of the cap to Sequoias because they made plays when they needed to. They had a pick six. They had 3 interceptions in the game. All of them resulted in long returns, too.
Oh, absolutely.
So, credit to Sequoias for the way that they played. And the Giants came ready to play. And, Peyton Faker down there, that's one of the men of the hour for the Giants.
Wow. I did not coming into this, and I did a little bit of research on Mr. Faker coming into this game, and I wasn't certain as to what we were going to get. And part of me was concerned that he was going to be a little bit overwhelmed coming into this is a much bigger environment than I believe he had been playing in prior to this. I think I was completely and utterly wrong. He's probably played in bigger events than this one because this one did not seem to affect him today at all.
Oh, you wouldn't have known that he was a freshman the way he came out there and played.
No.
And kudos to him for that. Just an incredible performance, especially with that second half. The poise that he had. He took a few lumps early. He had that one, crazy play on that first drive of his. But outside of that, even on that drive, outside of that play, which he faced pressure right away, he had him down, I think, in the 30-yard line before that happened. So a credit to him. He was the man of the hour. And then how do you not talk about this game without mention Panatapatala, just 2 interceptions.
Say it again.
Pick
say it
six.
again.
Panatapatala.
I love it when you say it.
He was a great player to watch. The way he was able to patrol sideline to sideline, fly up and make the plays. big hits too. He was physical. He was good in pass coverage. I mean, he was the X factor in this game.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I know Coach O's not going to like what happened in this one, but what I can tell you is that I expect to see a lot of resiliency from this team because generally after losses with any of Coach O's teams, as long as we've been around here, you see them make up for the mistakes that they made in the game prior.
Yeah, and the good news about this is, like you said, 11 more games. We saw them lose a couple games early last season, and that team bounced back and was able to make the postseason. So this is a team that, don't be surprised to see them bouncing back. And I expect the team we see come September 20th is going to look a lot different than what we saw today.
The AR Beavers last year, week 1, beat the Giants 35-18. They went on to lose to Diablo at home, to Fresno at home, and then on the road at San Mateo. And then what did they do? They turned all of that stuff around, and they went 5-0 in conference and 7-4 overall. This isn't the end of the world for the Beavers. What they do need to realize is a couple of things that you said. There were a lot of unforced errors and mistakes in this game that they can clean up to change the score on that scoreboard. And I guarantee you, Coach O and that staff's going to make that happen.
Absolutely. You're not the reigning coach of the year without making adjustments like that. Coach O has been here before, and he knows how to get out of this situation. There's a lot of talent on this team. Make no mistake, the Beavers are a team that I fully expect to bounce back.
Absolutely. Beavers football will be back on the 20th. We'll be back here at 1 o'clock for another Beavers football broadcast. Prior to that, this coming Tuesday, there's a doubleheader. ARC Beavers soccer, the men's and women's take on. I don't even remember who they take on, but we're going to be broadcasting it right here live on Stone's Broadcast Networks and American River College Athletics. So for Jordan Georgeson, for Christopher Toy, for Riley the engineer, I'm Stones McCoy. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And until next time.